Hello and welcome to Build Up to Game. We're an hour and 5 minutes away from kickoff at the London Stadium as it's West Ham United against Newcastle United. The teams are out and unsurprising. But before we get into them, Gonzo, I would like to know, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. And how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. I still don't know why. I still don't know what is making me look forward to West Ham games at the minute because the last one I thought was a bit boring. So I don't know what it is, but there's something drawing me in anyway. So I'm not going to complain because I felt disinterested a little bit under Lopetegui. So no complaints here. Anyway, West Ham team, would you like to know it? I know you do know it, but just for the sake of the preview, would you
Pretend I don't.
Brilliant. Right, here we go. A shock for you, Gonzo. It's unchanged from the previous two winning teams. In goal is Alphonse Areola with the back three of Jean-Claire Todibo, Max Kilman and Aaron Creswell. Alan Wan-Bissaka continues as right wing back with James Ward-Prowse sort of in front of the defence with Edson Alvarez and Thomas Souček in midfield. Then we've got Ollie Scarles left wing back. We've got Mohamed Kudus partnering Jared Bowen up front. There you go. There's your team.
Excellent. Well, there you go. It's yeah. Well, why not? Why not? Actually, I can give you several reasons why not. But in terms of back-to-back clean sheets, back-to-back wins, I guess why would you do anything different? And yeah, I mean, it's a little bit lacks that little bit of fantasy. I was I think I did a video this morning, basically which one of these four attackers was he going to leave out? And yeah, Graham Potter said, "Hold my beer, I'm leaving out two." So there you go. But you know, the team are performing. Isn't it terrible? Our best run of form all season because we won 2 games.
To be fair, if we win tonight, it'll be the first time since December 2023 since we've won 3 in a row. We didn't do it in 2024.
Well, yeah, and to be fair, this probably does give him the best chance of doing that because it's going to be really difficult to break through. I'd imagine for Newcastle on this one. But then again, they're certainly going for it in this one. They've got a hell of a midfield. I'll give them that much.
Yeah, unsurprised, but a tad disappointing for myself. I thought there was a really good opportunity to get Paqueta in there. I feel like we've been lacking creativity in most games under Potter and under Lopetegui as well. So I wanted to see something a little bit more in the side tonight, and I thought Paqueta was the man to do that because put his form under Lopetegui to one side, he's not the guy in charge now. Paqueta under Potter, I think, has been really good. I understand people's reservations because of Paqueta potentially getting banned, but I'm quite adamant that if he gets banned, he will appeal immediately. And when he appeals, he can continue playing whilst the appeal's going through. So even if he was to be found guilty with his hearing, I still think you've got Paqueta for about another season, maybe, while all the appeals go through. So I've got reservations over his mental health, I guess, but not necessarily in terms of his availability come April or May. I think he will be available. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it anyway. So there's an element of me. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit disappointed. But there you go. Are you happy or unsurprised?
I'm happy. I'm happy enough. It's not the team I would have chosen, but it sort of makes sense. And I understand why he would do that. Just to go back to what we were saying in the breakfast show this morning on Patreon, which is I thought the selection of Paqueta puts pressure on Guimaraes, which in turn puts pressure on Eddie Howe because the two of them just have a ding dong. They're best mates, but they go at each other like they're the worst of enemies. And I think by not selecting Paqueta, you've probably ensured that Guimaraes probably, well, number one, plays a little bit longer, but number two, he's probably less likely to pick up a card, you know. So I probably would have done that, even if not just for that, because I do think it's a really interesting one. There's obviously, you know, two people that know each other, so both from Brazil, both Olympic Lyonnais as well, and they just always want to get that one upmanship, and they both they play on the edge, I think, when they play against each other, and I think that would have played into our hands, and Eddie Howe might have said, you know what, enough of this. I've got a final coming up. Let's get him on the substitutes bench. So yeah, it's not just the ability of Paqueta, which is excellent. We haven't created tons of chances as well, I think, in the last 2 games, but we have kept clean sheets, and that was really priority number 1, I think, when he came in. And if we keep another clean sheet tonight, that's pretty impressive. They're probably you just said a load of stats there. Probably not too many teams that have kept 3 clean sheets in a row. Not at our level anyway. So it's not the most thrilling or the most entertaining team you've seen. It's a very functional midfield. It's going to be interesting to see how our midfield goes against theirs, because Toniali, Jolinton, and Guimaraes are fine players, really physical as well, and they've almost got a bit of everything in there. So yeah, I wouldn't say in our midfield has a bit of everything. I think that's the thing. We're workhorses. Be interested to see how they shirk out of tackles, though. I think Edson Alvarez will be sliding in and giving it some. So how much do they want to win this game? How much do they want to protect themselves ahead of the cup final?
Well, I've got Liverpool fan Aaron Creswell in defence as well, who might be doing his boyhood club a bit of a favour. We've got a suggestion from Wayne, which I'm going to leave it to the subscribers, really. Wayne says, if you have the starting 11 on the right, which we do, could you have the sub scrolling along the bottom rather than the starting 11 there as well? As you can see, and scrolling along the bottom is the starting 11. So we don't have enough characters to put the starting 11 and the bench. And we're not getting rid of the bit that asks people to subscribe and like the video before anyone says that. That bit's staying, right? So if... Just let us know you prefer the starting 11 or subs. It's something we can amend going forward, but not tonight. However, I will tell you who is on the bench for West Ham. It's Lucas Fabianski as well as Carlos Soler, and Lucas Paqueta is on the bench. Mavropanos is on there as well as Guilherme and Danny Ings. Rodriguez is on the bench as well as Emerson and Ferguson. So no Andy Irving, which is sad.
He wouldn't have played anyway. I mean, he, might have got a little token, couple of minutes at the end, but ultimately just can't see him featuring in this one. Particularly bearing in mind he has left Paqueta out the starting lineup. So, yeah, I'm surprised to see Danny Ings on there.
Yeah,
actually,
I think that's why I'm thinking, what's the point of him being on the bench?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I think he probably has. In fact, he did. I watched that little training sequence, that video they put up, and he did a little drag back and a nutmeg, a little double combo of Tekkers. So I think, I'm assuming Potter was watching live, never mind watching a video. So maybe that was enough to get him in on the bench, Gio.
Yeah, maybe. Right. Some people asking about why Newcastle have 12 players. Basically, before we went live, we noticed there was someone hiding behind Livramento, but it was on my screen and not Gonzo's. I refreshed my web browser and he disappeared. However, through the software we use to beam it to you guys, he's still there and I need to refresh it on the software. I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit nervous to do that in case something goes wrong. So you're just going to have to put up with it appears that someone's behind Livramento. It's a small glitch, and an
assassin or something
like that.
And a streaker.
I think it's maybe a Scouser.
Another Livramento, which is why we're going to struggle to break them down.
I think it's a Liverpool assassin. Trying to get him out of the game for Sunday. But I'm too scared to push the button, so we're just going to have to put up with it. However, let's have a look at the Newcastle team. They've only got 11 despite the graphic. In goal is Nick Pope, and playing one of the full-back roles is Kieran Trippier, with Livramento playing on the other side, with Schär partnering Dan Burn at centre-back. Then we do have Bruno in central midfield alongside Tonali and Jolinton. Isak starts up front with Murphy on the right and Barnes on the left. And I'll just rattle through the subs very quickly so I can put my phone down. The goalkeeper's name that I can always struggle to pronounce, even though it's right in front of me. Dubravka. My brain just doesn't like it.
Dubravka, that's
yeah,
right.
My brain doesn't like it. Callum Wilson is on the bench, as well as Matt Targett. Kraft is on there, as well as Osula. Willock, Longstaff, Miley and Neve are on the bench for Newcastle this evening as well. Harvey Barnes, West Ham are Harvey Barnes' favourite club to score against, by the way. Not just us, Aston Villa and Leeds United too. He scored 6 goals against the 3 teams. Weirdly, not scored 5 against any team. A lot of 4s and 3s in there. But there you go. My opposition prediction, Jay, I got 10 out of 11. I had a 50-50 between Barnes and Willock. I went for Willock. and got it wrong. So
Did you get 2 Livramentos though? That's the
I
question.
did not have 2 Livramentos, no. But that video with Johnny, you'll remember Johnny said Eddie Howe will go to a back 3 and bring Kraft in. So I did my opposition prediction. So I think the Newcastle fan's wrong. I think I know more about the Newcastle team than the Newcastle fan.
But he did say Isak would start. He said, don't get excited. He's playing.
Well, I don't think he'll play 90 minutes though.
No.
Let's get Kilman walloping him in the shins early doors and see if they're keen to play him for 90 minutes. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, that's Newcastle team. What's your thoughts?
Just a good team. Obviously, not their first choice attack. Clearly, Gordon's obviously got himself in a bit of a pickle, and he's going to miss this one, and more importantly for him, going to miss the cup final, which is don't come around too often, do they? So, I'm sure he's really annoyed with himself there. The other thing he's done is he has, talking a target, he has painted a target on his back for the future as well, because people are just going to know he's easy to wind up. You've got to do a little bit better than that, really. Anyway, so, but I think Barnes is a good play, as you've already said, and I think Murphy is so much better than the sum of his parts. I think Eddie Howe is great at getting a tune out of these players that are maybe not quite top level players, but he can get them playing really well. And I think it's probably done us a bit of a favour there. Trippier playing, that is interesting. We've got to try and find a way, actually, I don't know if they can swap that around a little bit, but try and get some pace over on that side as well. Maybe whoever. Well, we've got a lot of pace in the team, haven't we? Basically, get Kudus running at him occasionally. I think that could be something interesting as well. I do think we're going bully boy in this one though, and I don't mind that so much because I'd be interested to see how much they're up for it. And we have to test them out. And look, Potter has done an awful lot of talking when he came in about the atmosphere. And I've got no complaints about Potter at all, by the way. But one of the things he did mention was about the atmosphere, about getting the fans on side. And I think that's going to be important in this one. So if he can do that, get a fast start, get a goal early, I think we can wrap this game up really, really easily. The longer it goes on, the more you fancy Newcastle.
Yeah, I agree with everything you've just said. I just want to say thank you to Paul for the £5 super chat. Paul says, "Go on, lads, good show. Down the pub at the moment, but we'll be home for the match." I feel like he's
stay at the pub, right?
Sent us half a message, and the other half was for his missus there. But cheers anyway, Paul. Right,
he doesn't believe you, Paul.
What we're going to do now, we've got a couple of things to do, a little bit of admin. We're going to do a bet giveaway, of course. But before we do that, we've got 2 draws to make. We do a prediction competition over on our Patreon, where it's quite simple. Patrons predict the score and the first goal scorer of the match. And the winner is going to draw, and we draw an overall winner. And the runner-ups still get a prize as well, but there's one overall winner. So we need to do the Leicester City and the Arsenal match. And we're doing it live on air for transparency. So this one's got 2 tickets in it, which means it's the Leicester City. The Leicester City.
They couldn't see the 2 tickets. Gio.
No, you've got a different camera to what people are.
Of course, I have. That's true.
You've got my Mac camera. They've got my webcam. It's 2 different ones.
No, I believed you. I just say, okay, yeah. It's fine.
So the Leicester City draw. Let's pull it out now. We'll pull out the winner, and then I'll show you the runner-up. So the person that came runner-up's not thinking scam. The winner is Michael Levy Jr. Right, okay, that's not fake, it's live on air. Michael Levy Jr. is the winner, and he was an addict, so he wins a signed Jared Bowen shirt. So Michael Levy Jr., you want to sign Jared Bowen's shirt, but not only that, Jared Bowen's actually signed it twiise. He signed the same shirt.
Bit like the Livramento situation, but with Jared Bowen.
The runner-up for that game was Lag Skywalker, so you will get your beer mats as runner-up. Now the next draw is obviously the Arsenal game. There you go, that's them all in there. Michael's in the live chat celebrating. Four contenders for this one. We've got mild addicts and addicts in here. If it's a mild addict that's won, they win a signed shirt. If it's an addict that's won, they win a match-worn shirt. Now we've got a few players to choose from. So I will send them the options. The winner is a mild addict, and it's TG. TG, congratulations! You have won yourself a signed shirt, and you have 3 runners up, just for transparency, so you know your names were in the mug. I've stuck them too good. This is a problem. Is Major, who won earlier on in the season. He won a signed shirt earlier in the season.
Won twice, didn't he, Major?
Yorkshire Hammer, you're also a runner-up, and the last runner-up for the Arsenal game was Brad Beale, who was in the live chat earlier. Apologies, Brad, but you'll win some beer mats. We'll be in touch with all the winners. Anyway, right, Gonzo, time for our little gamble. We're heading over to an unnamed bookie, and we're going to place a $5 on it. If it wins, one of you guys will get the money. We'll tell you how to enter in just a second. Gonzo, what are you fancying?
They're having a laugh because the moderators won the prize.
This is why I do it live on air.
Yeah. Well, even then, there you go. We'll get those. We'll get those Andy Carroll signed underpants out to you, Mr. Levy Jr. What I fancy today is a Thomas Souček goal. That's what I fancy today, and a West Ham win.
Right, West Ham win and a Thomas Souček goal. You love a Thomas Souček goal.
I love a Thomas Souček goal.
Where does he? Oh, he's 4-1 to score any time. That's not bad odds.
Nope.
I'll do my usual of Giant Bone to score or assist. Whack a bit of that in. And let's pick one player to be booked. Who do you fancy?
Well, it's got to be Alvarez. How can it not be?
Yeah. That'll do. £5 on that, 198. Oh, we'll round it up. 200 quid. £200. If this bet wins, someone will win 200 quid. It won't be Michael Levy Jr. Just for allegations of fixing. It might be Michael Levy Jr. Everyone has a fair chance here. 4 things need to occur. West Ham United to win the game. Thomas Souček to score a goal. Giant Bone to score or assist. And Edson Alvarez to pick up a card of some form. If that bet wins, someone wins 200 quid. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
There's only 2 Livermentos.
There's only 2 Livermentos. Get it in to the live chat and you'll be entered in. And we just want to say thank you to TF, who says, morning from Australia, fellas. 2-1.
Good day.
Win. I've been watching my absolute guilty pleasure today. No, Married at First Sight, Australia. I hate the fact I like it.
My girlfriend watches. I don't know if she watches. No, I don't know if she watches the Australian one, but she watches that. I guess there must be an English one.
I've only watched the Australian one. I watched it a year ago. I have not tuned into the other ones, but it started last week, and I've watched.
The first time they meet each other, they get married. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's the one she watches. Definitely. I do not watch this.
Yeah, last year it was on in the background when I was doing something. I found myself watching majority of the episode. And so I thought, I found myself getting into it.
Why are we talking about? Because there's Michael Levy Jr. on that as well.
And he'd get 2 wives.
He said he might get to marry 2 Livermentos.
There you go.
There's Jared Bowen shirts.
There's only 2 Livermentos. Get it into the live chat. Luckily, Dan has said that he's also watching it too. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You're the 2 people watching it then.
Yeah, there's only 2 people watching it in this live chat, but there you go. Anyway, Gonzo, you've seen the teams in the preview. You were feeling fruity. You went for 2-0. Are you sticking with a home win?
I am. I'm sticking with 2-0 as well. I don't. The lady is not for moving, changing, shifting, whatever the saying is. No, I am not. I'm not changing that at all. I am confident that West Ham will win today, and I think that's. I think they are obviously they're a better team than us. The league will tell you that much, but I do think we've improved. I think our defence is sorted out. I think we're going to be hard to break down. I think we've had more time on the training pitch than they have. I think we're gonna really go for it. I think they've got their eye on. Why would they not have their eye on the cup? I mean, it'd be really something. It's also a pain in the arse, all that travel. They've got to come down to London, and then they've got to go back and then come back down and all that, because obviously the finals at Wembley. I think there's a lot of things in our favour. I think if we can get this done early, if we score early, and it looks like they're not getting back into it, and I just think Eddie Howe, maybe even at half time, or 55 minutes, start saying, right, do you know what? We've had a go. That's it. Isak off. Bruno, off you come, and they're basically going to warm down. They start their warm down at half time, hopefully, and in preparation for the Carabao Cup, which I wish them all the luck in the world. And I would really be nice if they won that for them. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can take advantage of the fact they're in a cup final.
Yeah, they've got a good bench though. Take off Bruno to bring on Willock or Longstaff to bring off Isak. I mean, the drop off from Isak to Wilson is drastic, but they're not bringing on. It's difficult to know what version you're going to get because he's been injured so much. But he feels like one of those strikers that will just score goals. So they've got an all right bench, Newcastle. To be fair, I think we've got an all right bench as well tonight, to be honest with you. Paqueta's on the bench, Solar's on the bench, Ferguson's on there, Guilherme if we want a little bit of pace. We look all right. I'm happy with the squad tonight. I think I said 1-0 in the preview, and then I don't know, the last 24 hours I've started thinking we might win this one, but I think I'm going to stick with my original draw prediction. I've actually put a whole shiny £1 on. Well, it wasn't shiny, it was digital. I never seen the cash. It was just from my bank account into the betting account into their bank account. It was just a digital transaction. Never seen it. I put a whole digital quid on there being no goals and no cards tonight. 200 to 1. Salisbury's the referee, doesn't give out too many bookings. He's one of the best, most lenient refs in the league, and I just think this is, from what I've seen under West Ham, under Potter so far, it's quite a low tempo, and I think that would suit Newcastle tonight as well. So, just in case it's boring as hell, I'll make 200 quid I'll get paid £200 by Denise for watching it. There was a comment earlier. Where was it? It made me smile. I'm going to try and find it very quickly. If not, I shall just move on. Here he is. Lambie says, just joined. What's going on?
Brilliant. He's just been going through YouTube. He's found something. He's thought, I'll join this. He's clicked subscribe. Is that what's happened? No, he's been with us before. I think it means he just joined the chat. What's going on? Oh, quite a lot. Newcastle got 12 players.
We're being scammed of fixing a competition. We're being accused of
Michael Levy's won everything, and all future competitions as well. He hasn't. That's a joke for the 0.5% that don't know. I'll tell you what is going on. Lambie 10. I'll tell you what is going on because we've not spoken about this yet. We'll keep a nice bit of fresh bit just for yourself. Ollie Scarles, we've not spoken about him at all. Well done, Ollie Scarles. Three starts in a row. That's something. I think well done, Ollie Scarles, and well done, Graham Potter. He said he'd come in. He said he'd look at the academy. He said he'd start implementing things and start dripping players in and using the academy. He's had a look at Ollie Scarles. He likes what he sees. Third start in a row. I wouldn't have blamed him if he'd have just said, right, okay, there's a couple. I'm going to take you out and then put you back in the next one. No. I think this is the way. This is how you grow a player. This is absolutely brilliant, and I'm absolutely thrilled for him. He must feel. I mean, he would have known. He would have known a few days ago that he was in, but I bet he really, with every day that goes by, he feels like a first team player now. He walks in there with his head held high. I think this is really, really good for him. I hope he has a good game today. I really do.
Especially off the back of his Leicester appearance. No, he did nothing wrong, but he wasn't great. He was okay. No. He was average against Leicester. And I think it would, like you said, it would have been easy to say, it's all right, you've had a couple of games, let's put Emerson in now. But to keep him in is quite telling, actually. Like you said, it gives him the world of confidence going forward. A tricky game, regardless of who he's up against now, whether it's Trippier or Livramento, it'll be a tough game for him. I think it's possibly one of his hardest direct opponents he's going to come up against.
Good
so
experience
far.
For him, though.
Yeah.
If he's playing, it is tough to know whether it is going to be Trippier or Livramento, but they both have their own qualities, don't they? In many respects, I hope it's Trippier because I think I actually think Livramento will give him a harder game, but I think he'll learn more against Trippier, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, it does. Just make sure you got to close him down. Don't let him get that cross in because he's still a bit like Alex Aswell. He's still just ridiculously good at crossing from open play. But we'll wait and see. Thomas says Scarles to be the main left back from not. and through next season.
Right now, from now on through
it.
to next season. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Right, get your thoughts into the live chat. It could be about the West Ham team, Newcastle team. Any hopes or fears you've got ahead of this evening's game? Not your score prediction, please, because there's not much of a talking point off the back of a score prediction. So get your thoughts in to the live chat. And while you're doing that, just one point in direction of this video sponsor, Match Bingo. We've got an event coming up next week. We're confirming the time because they're doing a little bit of stuff at their end in the background to get it all set up, because it's the first time they've ever done something like this. It's a big occasion for them. What we're going to be doing is a watch along of the Europa Conference League final. So it'll be a good 2-hour live show we'll be doing here on YouTube. It's in collaboration with Match Bingo, and you'll be able to play the Match Bingo card for that game. And because they obviously know the events that occurred, there's a guaranteed jackpot winner in that match. So get prepared for it by downloading the Match Bingo app tonight. The link is in the description below. Please do use that link. Get it downloaded. If you're a new user and you sign up tonight, you deposit £10, you get £10 free credit on top of your original tenner, so you get 20 quid, a bit more bang for your buck. Gonzo's got his cards there. I've got my cards. One card in particular looks quite tasty, actually. I was having a look through it. I need West Ham to have a shot off target. Ka-ching. That's ticked off already. Game's not even kicked off. You might as well highlight that one for me. And then for this game, you buy 4 cards, you get your 5th card free. It's a bingo card. You get 15 things you need to occur, but there's always easy things on your cards, like West Ham to get a throw-in, Newcastle to kick off. It's random. It's different for everyone. Pays out first person get first line, first person get second line, first person get full house, plus there's a bonus pot as well. 4 ways you can win money. It's only £2 a go. £2 a go.
And can I say, right now, live, there are only 64 players.
There you go.
So you've got a really good chance here.
Sorry, I thought Gonzo was going to do a bigger promotion than that, so I thought I'd take a sip of my water, and you caught me off guard. Get involved. 64 players, 2 of them are here, and the other 2 will be along to do the watch along later. So you've got a good opportunity. Right then. Brad said, if I were Graham, I'd be telling the boys to smash in some meaty tackles early doors.
I beg your pardon?
I think he's annoyed he didn't win. Maybe that's what he's... View to get the big guns for Newcastle taken off early. Westwood says the most important second question was, have you seen amazing fantasy football team names? In the past, I've seen Mesut Ozil, Baines on Toast, Norfolk and Chance, and Beg Tets.
Yeah, what was it? Chicken Tikka Mo Salah, which I thought was a brilliant one.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I can't think of any off the top of my head. There's always been good ones. There'll be people in the live chat pinging. One of my favourite West Ham ones, I never had this one. One of my favourite West Ham ones in recent years was Ben Rama in Pyjamas.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that one. I thought
yeah. People get very creative, don't they? Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe where Backstreet Boys came from. I think someone might have had that in Fantasy League before it became the players doing the band celebration. I think Backstreet Boys was already a fantasy football name. So that's Everton fans might have that next season. Backstreet Boys is there. Connor says Boeing 747.
Yeah, it's good.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Stephen says it's been so long since we've had any form or consistency, so a win tonight and a clean sheet could be a sign of things to come. Everton, Man U and Spurs all dropping points is a massive incentive. I do agree with that. It'd be nice to... I know we only go 13s. It's still disappointing in the grand scheme of things, but it's just nice, isn't it? Go 6 points behind Fulham, and you've got Everton and Wolves up next.
I think it'd be great to be in sort of the mix, because we'd be 2 points behind Brentford then. If we could win today and then finish the season in slightly better form than Brentford, and we finish above Brentford, and I know it's not maybe the biggest barometer in the world, but it would mean that it's turned out okay, if we get somewhere near, maybe, I don't know if we can finish 11th or something like that. That might be nice,
Yeah.
Something, isn't it?
Yeah. I completely agree. It just makes people feel better as well. Look forward to the next game and stuff like that. So we'll wait and see. Daniel says we'd love to see Scarles' thunder kick goal. It's definitely in his locker. We both fancy a bit of this, don't we?
We really do. He can really strike the ball cleanly, really cleanly. He is going to score a worldie. He is going to score an absolute peach at some point. screamer, a half volley, or something really naughty. He'll do. I'm quite sure of it. I agree, Daniel.
Hammer Boy would like to see Wan-Bissaka tested at centre back because we simply can't leave all the attackers out, and especially when Somerville is added to the list.
Yeah, well, it's funny, isn't it? Just sometimes you get dealt a hand. The first game against Aston Villa would indicate that that's really what he wanted to do with Somerville at wing back, and then obviously, gets an injury off after 45 minutes, and then Wan-Bissaka goes in, and Wan-Bissaka has been sensational at wing back. Sensational. I think with Todibo going in there now, I wonder if that's another talking point, isn't it? I wonder if Todibo gets the full 90. You'd probably expect so. But Todibo looks really, really good at right centre back. So, I think the question is now when Somerville comes back, where does he play? I think it'll be hard to take that wing back role off of Wan-Bissaka now.
Yeah, I completely agree. James is saying everyone's going to be fuming when Michael Levy Jr. wins the score prediction for the Conference League watch along.
James has been posting a lot about it.
Would be tempted to do it now just to annoy everyone. Thomas says, in terms of fancy league names, Scarles Barkley.
Yeah, good one.
David says, Philogene not my lover. That's
that is good.
Major's got Kill Me Softly.
Oh, this is good stuff.
Yeah, there's some good. There's plenty of good names, but I'm trying to. Earthy, Wind and Fire.
Yeah, not bad. Someone did the Yippee Paye and then the last bit, which is obviously very good. What was it? What the bloody hell is it? Bruce Willis. What's the film? Tower Block.
Die Hard.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Wolf says, don't want to see Wan-Bissaka at centre back. Would lose his amazing attacking threat and someone that pushes us up the pitch. I appreciate what you're saying, but the previous post I was talking about replacing him with Somerville eventually, who would continue that having that direct threat. I think both are true. I think both are right. Butte says, I'm unsure of Wan-Bissaka and three at the back, but he deserves to start every game. I think that's what you're going to see. I think you'll see him sometimes playing right wing back and sometimes playing right centre back. Potter has shown throughout his career he likes players that can play 2 or 3 different positions in his team, and he will use them as and when required, whether it's due to the opposition, whether it's due to how he wants to play, whether it's due to player availability. So if Wan-Bissaka can sort of master the wing-back role, the right-back role, and the right centre-back role, because we'll still see a back four under Potter.
He could do it all. I'm telling you, he could even do left wing back. I'm not saying drop Ollie Scarles. He could do left wing back if he really wanted to.
I can't believe
if we had
dropped.
2 Wan-Bissakas, he'd have stuck one of them in central midfield just to give us a bit of energy whilst he waited to buy a midfielder. He's that good.
Can't believe once Scarles dropped. Disgusting.
Thank you.
Absolutely disgusting. What's he done wrong? Why don't you like him? Ageist.
Unsubscribe, yeah.
Damien saying Somerville is not a wing back. Wan-Bissaka is the wing back. Potter will have learned that from the first game. I mean,
I thought he when he tracked back and did that tackle, it was sensational.
I'd argue in the first game Somerville looked really good as a wing back.
Yeah.
But we'll wait and see. We shall wait and see.
Yeah.
Right then. Gary says it's only Newcastle. We're West Ham. I think we win all day. So that's the same reason a lot of people think we'll lose. Jay thinks Wan-Bissaka will drop back when Somerville comes back, but I think it's best getting him more accomplished at wing back. Somerville can easily play right, but as a wing back, don't know. Simon says Tower Block with £2 super chat.
Where was it? It was a Tower Block, wasn't it? There was a Tower Block in John McClane. Yippee-ki-yay. It was a Tower Block.
It was the Plaza. It was a hotel.
Well, it was, all right. Might not have been a council Tower Block in Maida Vale, maybe. But yeah, Tower Block.
It was no, it wasn't a hotel, was it? You're right. It was just a Tower Block. It was the offices of his ex-wife.
Well, I think to be fair, they were still married. They hadn't got the divorce yet. But I think they lived in New York, and she took a job, so she moved down to wherever it was, California or something. They weren't technically divorced yet, but she changed her name, the office door, which I didn't know, but technically she was still Mrs. McClane.
Then we had the airport. Then we had the bank.
Yeah.
Then we had him in Russia.
He is very unlucky. He's very unlucky. As you wouldn't invite him to a party, would you, John McClane? He's just John. I'm gonna have to. We'd just be pen pals, John.
Yeah, I'd send him to people's parties of whom I do not like.
You would, wouldn't you?
But like, all right, John, Dave Sullivan's having a party. You're more than welcome to go. Off you go. So that's it.
Nakatomi Plaza.
That was it.
The Nakatomi Plaza. He didn't last long, did he, Mr. Nakatomi?
No. I like that. The Die Hard one was the best one. That was the best.
Yeah.
I like the bit when they realise he's got no shoes on, so they shoot all the glass.
Shoot the glass, don't they?
Yeah, that was the bit I liked. When he's like, I can't remember, when he's talking to the police officer and he's like, "You fat fuck down there," or whatever. Get up here. Anyway, old man says, "Spoiler alert."
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about Titanic because we don't want to ruin that for anyone.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you how that goes down. Septic says it'd be mad to move Wan-Bissaka from wing back. He looks born to play that position. Caleb saying, what do we think about Kudus's hold up? He thinks it helps sometimes when pressure builds. Share your honest thoughts.
Excellent. His hold up play against Arsenal was sensational. Yeah.
I agree. I think it depends on who you're playing, really, and how we play. I think there's been some games where I think he's really struggled. But I think Kudus's main threat is when he's driving at the opposition rather than holding it and remaining sort of stationary, if you like. So it's a bit of a... I feel like it's a bit of a new role for him to learn. But I thought against Arsenal he was really good at it. But then against Leicester, I don't think he had a great game. So, yeah. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Lots of people are discussing it now. What's your...
Well, I've noticed over the years people really, it's like the pineapple on a pizza thing, is it? People really get caught up in it. For me, it's a very, very simple parameter. Would I watch it not at Christmas time? And I would. I'd watch Die Hard now. I wouldn't watch Home Alone now. I wouldn't watch The Grinch now. There's a number of Christmas films that I just wouldn't watch in the middle of summer. I would watch Die Hard in the middle of summer. So it's set in December, but I would watch it all year round.
Well, it's a Christmas film because every Die Hard is at Christmas. They're all set around Christmas time. So...
Yeah, but I'm saying my parameters is a Christmas film. I watch it at Christmas, and to watch it it's like putting on. You wouldn't put Jingle Bells on. You wouldn't play Jingle Bells at your wedding was in November, so it was getting quite close, wasn't it? But you know what I mean. You don't play Jingle Bells. You don't. All I want for Christmas is you. You don't play this stuff in the middle of summer, do you?
I don't play at Christmas time either, though. I don't like it.
You don't.
So you're going by that barometer. I don't have any Christmas movies.
No, or songs.
Die Hard's Christmas. It's all set around Christmas time. It's.
I'm just saying. I'm not calling it not a Christmas. I'm just saying I would watch that at any point. And I think true Christmas films. I would only watch them at Christmas.
Damien's asking if we've got any updates on Somerville's injury. Can't be far off.
Not far. No.
What was it? 8 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago?
What the bloody hell was that noise?
I don't know. You knocked something down.
Not me.
Something's on the roof.
It wasn't me. It wasn't. It was. I came through there. It was someone there.
No, it came through my headphones as well. Oh, hang on. There's someone in the green room, innit?
That definitely wasn't me. It was my chair.
I think someone just in the green room just said they'd absolutely give one to Brady. That's why we're laughing. You can work out who it was when they come on the screen. You can have out with those two when they come onto the screen. Anyway, it's all about Die Hard. Like 5 more minutes of football talk and then we'll disappear. So Michael said it's official. You hate Die Hard, Chinese, and Ollie Scarles. You didn't like Ollie Scarles either. Don't forget. Don't let him off with that one. So he's just said he would drop him. Banana saying that he's grateful that we do the stream. He's unwell and has to spend most of the time in bed. Oh, that's sad.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
So's my son is also ill and in bed.
But not with Banana, just for clarity. It's a separate bed to Banana.
Bloody hope so. I'd tell you what, it would be a grounding, wouldn't it? You would lose your pocket money for that. And you, Banana, and me son.
Right, Adam is asking what the bet. Well, you know what the phrase is. Everyone's still put it in. There's only 2 Livramentals. The bet is where I like to have a little bit of fun. There's 4 things we need to have to happen in tonight's bet. Gonzo, what are they?
Well, there's 4 things that you've got to do for tonight's bet. It says only 2 Livramentos. It's the phrase that pays. You better hope that West Ham win. You better hope that Edson Alvarez gets a card, Thomas Souček scores a goal, and Jared Bowen either scores or assists.
Oh, look at that. He's got it for the first time in forever. He's got the whole lot. There you go. Right, Gonzo, can you turn to the live chat while I get the watch-along set up, please?
Hold on. Let's just get this right. I actually really like the Grinch. I like the Jim Carrey one. By the way, Bill, yes, you have missed a bet. We just discussed it. Hopefully, you won't have now. Just type. There's only 2 Livramentos in the chat, and then you're in with a chance of winning, which is what Alex has
has already been won by Michael Levy Jr.
That's true. It's not true. By the way, we've got here. Lord of the Des says West Ham 3. Castle 1, obviously meaning Newcastle. Steve Harris thinks Isak will score. And Jay has said, he's gone all James Bond here, you only Livramento twice. By the way, Amazon have bought the rights to James Bond. Not happy about that. Subject for another day. By the way, you're going to get the James Bond series. You're going to get the Moneypenny spin-off. You're going to be saturated with James Bond. It's not going to be special anymore. Hasib says 2-1 to us. Johnny Max says there's only 2 Livramentos. Not entirely sure why I clicked on that. What have I've been? Oh, hold on. What's what we going here? Thomas said I've been in bed up until 1.5 hours ago. Going to try and stay up for the entire game. Well, you've had a very, very precise with the 1.5 hours. I think you'll manage it. Mind you, if we play as we did against Leicester, it might put you back to sleep, quite frankly. Pete says 4-3. No, Pete, surely not. 4-3 to the Hammers. That really would be a humdinger. That would certainly keep Thomas awake, by the way. And Luke says, good feeling about tonight. Make sure to like the video before you head off to watch Souček head one in. Basically, stick a thumbs up on the video if you would be so kind. Just under the down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Under the well, basically just under Luke's comment. There you go, Gio.
Excellent news. Right then, don't go anywhere. We're here for the duration of the game, giving you fan commentary from all the action at the London Stadium, and then we'll be back after the full-time whistle with our match reviews as well. But it's goodbye from myself and Gonzo, but don't go anywhere because it's over to Nick and Northie. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much. Cheers, everyone, and hello. Are we here for a hat-trick of wins? Nick, are you feeling confident ahead of this one?
Yeah, I mean, you can hear me, apparently, so that's the last couple of times I've managed to mess up that little bit. I mean, yeah, when we haven't played for a while, it's easy to get excited. I think we might be in for a boring 1-1 draw, which against this Newcastle team, usually that would be a very good result. But obviously, with the cup final coming up, it's such a big deal for them because it's the kind of game where you think they're going to be happy with a draw. If you go through the game at any point into the second half and it's a draw, it just doesn't really seem to be the game where they're going to go full Newcastle gung ho. They're going to be thinking about fitness, injuries, red cards, whatever else. It's really going to, managers can say what they want. Oh, each game at a time, all this nonsense, rubbish. Everyone in Newcastle, players, managers, fans, staff, the bus driver, everyone is thinking about cup final. They're obsessed with it as well. They should be, because it would mean so much to them. So, yeah, from that side, that they've got that, and from our side, we're not good at scoring. We're not really good at creating. Strikers on the bench, so yeah, could be a bit of a dull one, but stick with us.
You need to answer you need to put your hand up as well, Nick, to say that it's you that would rail Brady and it wasn't myself. So I'm putting that one out there before you get in.
I mean, if I like desert island situations, right? I mean,
I've had worse. I think I've had worse. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, she's I don't know, businesswoman. I don't know if you're into that kind of thing. She's got those like Sarah Palin vibes. But moving swiftly on, moving swiftly on from my personal highlight reel. Yeah, Shamrock down to skinhead. I think that's both of us, really.
I think the opposite. I think Newcastle don't really know that way to play. I don't think it's in their kind of DNA. I think they're another team that they just won't sit back, or that they won't take it easy. I think they will go for it.
Yeah,
I think it'll be really. I think it'll be better than the last game. It has to be better than the last game. And I just think what I am surprised about. Good to get your take on this. Obviously, Paqueta's back, but he's stuck with Ward-Prowse. He hasn't really been setting it alight, really. He's been bang average, isn't he? I think we can all agree on that. Would you put Paqueta back in? Now, he wasn't great beforehand either, but do you think that's the right move to keep Ward-Prowse in?
Yes, I do think it is. I think Ward-Prowse has come back better than when we saw him last, which isn't a great surprise. But I mean, personally, I'm kind of done with Paqueta, for want of a better way of putting it, and don't want to sound extreme, but even if he gets off, whatever happens to him, I just get rid of him. He's just not he's not suited to the Premier League. Maybe he could do it if he was playing for, Man City when they were really good, or something like that. I mean, he's not needed elsewhere. He's not needed at Arsenal. He's not really needed at Liverpool. So that's hard to say. But I just don't think he's suited for the Premier League. He's too inconsistent. He goes hiding a lot. He does the roll around on the floor at the wrong time in the game. I don't think he brings, like, we've had enough time of him. We had the time where it was like, will he come good? Will he come good? No, I think we're at the answer of that now. So yeah, just shift him, move him on.
Okay, fair enough, mate. Sit on the fence on that one, wouldn't you? There's a few people that are saying they're not going for Brady. So I'm just putting these in there because I think that's quite Is that a tighter question as Die Hard being a Christmas movie? Does that split the room as much? Probably not.
I'm not sure you should use the phrase "split the room" in this context. To be honest.
Fair enough. Also, a couple of people mentioning your trim as well. You've had a bit of a tidy up there.
Yeah, well, I mean, like in advancing years, you have to do what you can to try and desperately cling on to the last shreds of youth that you've got. So. Yeah, and also I don't like getting a haircut. Who does, really? You have to sit there. The conversation is always awkward. It's horrible. Don't like it. So I just get it cut. I get it cut short. But yeah, I don't know. Even though we're back after a while, I don't know. I thought maybe Gio and Gonzo were it's just a bit low key. Just the build up in the game, and it's a difficult one to get excited about because with Newcastle you don't really know what's going to turn up, and this season. Like, obviously, we're not really heading into anything, and then we just have this odd 5-day double header, and then no foot would disappear again.
Yeah, it's
for a
weird.
couple of weeks. What's your? I know, like you just said, that is the way they play. The first thing is that hopefully, like being optimistic, maybe that could help us if they don't know how to play another way, but Eddie Howe's told them to do something they're not sure about doing. That could help us. Have you got any? Lightning bolt premonitions about what you might see happening?
Well, I do kind of agree. I think they'll attack, which will suit us. So I think we'll probably sit back and counter. Looking at that team, when you've got that midfield, again, doesn't really have pace, but would hopefully soak up a bit of pressure. I think Kudus was good against Arsenal. No one was particularly great, even though we won 2-0 against Leicester. So I just want to see a bit of attacking intent, really. And I'm still miffed why West Ham hate strikers so much. Like, surely you just squeeze Ferguson on. Like, again, he's only had cameo parts. And people will say he hasn't really shown much, but he's not had a run. I just don't want him to end up being another Danny Ings. Like, you get a striker in and don't play him. He seems a bit weird. Like, why can't we just? Again, we're forcing that midfield three of Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, and Soucek, which we all know has got no pace, which doesn't really protect it too well. I'd just sacrifice one of them, put Bowen wide, and have a striker there. I'd just love to see us go for it. Maybe this ain't the right game for it. I think the Leicester game is the one that probably we should have tried that out. But yeah, this three in midfield, like, we don't dominate midfields, so I don't really see the point of having three. You may say, well, actually, if we have two, we'd be completely overrun. I don't know, but yeah, I'd just like to see West Ham be a bit more attacking, a bit, like kind of like Newcastle do. They do play, I think, in the right way a lot of the time. So that's what I'd like. So I'd like to see Kudus. That's kind of my premonition tonight. I think Kudus is going to score. Souček does seem to pop up with your goals, and I think he has scored a couple against Newcastle, so could be another one for him as well. So yeah, I'm fairly confident. I say I'm fairly confident. I think it'll be close, but I think we may edge this one, to be honest.
Really?
I'm bold.
That is confident. Yeah, obviously with the team, it is a winning team. I think we'd all like a little bit more excitement, but changing a winning team, starting with the way it is fair enough. I was just looking at some of the chat based on what you're saying. Inex says if you have 5 great midfielders, you don't need a striker, but we haven't. Jay Watson, Brady looking like a mannequin come to life, but beginning to set back to full plastic in that interview.
I didn't watch that. Did you? I mean, I just knew I didn't want to watch it because I knew how watered down it would be, and Jack wouldn't ask anything relevant, any question that the fans really wanted to ask. So I just thought it was a waste of life, to be honest. Did you watch it?
I just watched bits of it that came up when people were talking about it. It feels like it happened such a long time ago now, but I didn't pay any attention to it. I'm basically just the only thing to do now is be quite relaxed about it. Like in the West Ham media world, because there's not really much to talk about, people are already starting to talk about summer transfers, which is a little premature to be doing so, but it just kind of shows that we had so much to talk about during, especially, October through to January. And now things have kind of calmed down, which is good. So now it's all about dreaming for those victories. I don't really pay that much attention to the Newcastle team. Even it came up on the screen with this thing, which I think has sped up. So let me just go back to the Newcastle team. The thing about it...
Put a pause on it. But do you know what? I was going to say, I don't actually mind us talking about summer transfers this early, because I think, look, we know we're not going to get Europe. We know we're not going to go down. We know where we're going to be. We know, we know what money we should know. We're going to be where we are now, kind of right there or thereabouts, right? So we know what transfer budget we're going to have. What is wrong with actually knowing this so early that we can go out and actually do some early business rather than leave it to the last minute, be linked with everyone, Davis again. Alphonso Davies seems to be the one that's cropping up. We're never going to get him. Like, forget about it. Let's try and give some realistic people loads of time to scout them. Just focus on next season. So, do some early transfers. Just break the mold, West Ham, for once.
It would be nice, especially as we're dealing with 2 potential freebies. Alex says they're extremely well coached. Defensively, we should cope with them. 3 centre backs, McCluss. I mean, Tadebo's been very well. I did see some kind of stat the other day about, I can't remember what it was. I should remember. It's basically about how good Tadebo is and how we've won when he's played with us. Like, it was something like 7 Tadebo appearances, 7 victories, something like that. It was just highlighted how good he was. And I think since he came back, he has been playing.
Yeah,
he has been playing really well.
There's no Mavropanos, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the bench, it's not a bad bench, even though personally I want to just get rid of Paqueta because I don't really think he offers us anything. To have Ferguson, Paqueta, Soler's not a bad one to bring on. 10 minutes ago, I just got a notification from Match Bingo, which reminds me, no Match Bingo, no sponsors, no YouTube, no sponsors, no Patreon, no Gio or Gonzo. So close the chat window, go to the description below, get the link, Match Bingo link, click it, sign up. If you put in, I think I'm saying this right, if you put in £10, you'll get £10 free. And also it's buy 4, get 1 free on bingo cards. So you buy 4 bingo cards, £2 each, £8. You'll get 1 for free. And then you get, maybe I can show you if it sounds a bit confusing, which it can do. That does mean I'll have to find my own bingo cards as well. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have started.
Match Bingo. Not gonna zoom in properly. Oh, there you go.
Yes, sometimes anyway. Yeah, but you get a row of rows of 5 things happening in the game, and if they happen, you win. And just by downloading it, chucking a tenner on there, you'll get more Gio and Gonzo in your futures to come. So do that.
Who doesn't want that? Eh? Who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
Shamrock Dan sits on the fence again. just hope we don't get bummed to death by these zebras. Good work, Shamrock.
Yeah, they probably Newcastle. I would say I think Newcastle do have the best away support. Obviously, if you take West Ham out of the picture, they do have the best away support in the country. I admire them as a club. Obviously, I desperately want us to beat them in a normal way. And as I mentioned before, I had one friend in Kent who supported them just because Alan Shearer played for them in the 90s, which I thought was a bit weird. But apart from that, they're just one of those clubs which I just admire their support. They're just like a solid fan base. And even the song they have at the start is also very good. Take a quick opportunity to also plug the charity I mentioned last time out. It's called Head in the Game. Head in the Game runs through London and the southeast of England, and they tackle the stigma of mental health and men from all backgrounds who are not used to talking about this kind of thing to open up and talk about anxiety, stress, depression, and I also deal with suicide awareness and prevention. They've got this new thing coming out. It's in Bexley. It's in partnership with the London Borough of Bexley. Starts on Wednesday, 9th of April. It's just free football for men aged 18 and over. Whether you want to get active, meet new people, take a break from life's pressures, the sessions offer a supportive, no-pressure environment where you can enjoy football while just having a chat about what's going on in your life if you want, or just don't. There's no commitment, no obligation, no fitness required. Just sign up and play. So you can go to headinthegame.co.uk or just go to Facebook, look up Head in the Game or Head in the Game Charity, and just have a look at what they're up to. If you happen to be watching this and you run a business, they're also looking for business sponsorship as they're a charity. So that is my plug done for the day.
Going back to what you said about Newcastle, I kind of see them as the kind of West Ham of the North, which again may upset some people. I just think they've got really good support, as you say, home and away. They tried to play the right way, and they don't quite get there. And I think that's very similar to West Ham. Although maybe bored now is kind of worse, but I like them. They're not a club I dislike. There's many teams in the Prem I'm not a fan of. Obviously, we've got the shittiest one next week, and I hope we spank them. I hate them even more now that Moyes is there. Can't stand Everton, as you know. But Newcastle, I don't seem to mind. Oh, I hate him. I'm so gutted that he's doing well there. Pissing me right off. But never mind. Yeah, it means we get to beat him next year, hopefully. So that's all good.
We might. I mean, I think it's timed okay. I think they had their good run. But I'd be confident we can get something out of the game because we know how he's going to set up, and player to player, we should be fine. Jay Watson says, disagree on the Paqueta thing. Think he's still with a start with the GP in charge. His performances and effort have improved big time. I mean, yeah, I just fair enough, but personally, I just can't. I don't see his effort levels ever being what we need them to be. He's so hit and miss. If anyone else agrees with Jay, if you'd actually keep Paqueta and your reasoning behind it, bearing in mind there's many other human beings available, if you scout properly.
I mean, no one's going to buy him now, are they? No one's going to buy him. He's not worth anywhere near what we bought him for. So it would be stupid to sell him. Well, I don't think we could sell him at the moment anyway. We still don't know what's going to happen. So will he get this lifetime ban? I mean, it was stupid because the amounts they were talking about were pittance as well. Really, like it was a few grand. It was nothing for it's what he earns in a half a day. That's something stupid. Not even that. Actually, it's ridiculous. So if he's done that, it's just utter stupidity, and he deserves to be banned and sod him. But I don't dislike him. He can have good games, but he tries to flicks when he shouldn't try them. He just does them in weird positions when we've got the ball, we want to keep it or something, and he tries something just to be Brazilian.
Like, he does it a lot as well. Not like every now and then. It's
keep it simple.
Every couple of times each half, he'll just do this kind of thing. Antonio's on the pitch getting a hearty standing ovation. He looks pretty emotional, to be honest, as he's taking it all in.
Yeah,
he's puffing out his cheeks.
Take a moment for Antonio.
The affection and love that is pouring from the sense. I don't know why GP says, does Nick believe in God, or are we living in a simulation made by Geo? I'm not sure my theological persuasions, and no, I don't, would be the quick answer to that question. But yeah, Damien says Paqueta is caught between profiles. Always has been. I just think he's not suited. I think what he does works in France or Italy. It just doesn't work. Dean's here with his split loyalties, being from the area and being off
your household, Nick, Dean,
and excommunicated by his own people. So he had to leave.
Dean, if you're watching this, in a pub or anywhere public, do you cheer when West Ham score? Let us know in the comments.
Is that like if your nan falls over when no one's around, does she make a sound? Have you taken it to Jimmy Carr joke to a next level?
Yeah,
Mark Lawrence says first time on show, great. Yes, it is. It really is. It really is a great show. Some people say we're not emotional enough. That's because what's to get emotional about? This is a pretty decent question. I've got to say, West Irons 88 has really put up a conundrum there.
Oh no,
it's an excellent question.
Easy for me.
Really?
João Pedro, can't stand him. I mean, he's a good player. I'd take him at West Ham all day long, but it's just another.
He is terrible. Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that, but now picture, if you will, Anthony Gordon's face and the throwing to the floor, the screaming, "I've been terribly hurt." Just the sheer level of diving.
Yeah, João Pedro for me, he's just a whinger. He's another Bruno Fernandes, like just one of them players that's thoroughly unlikable. Like nobody could like him. Even Man U fans must struggle. He's such a whinger, the diver. Can't stand him.
Yeah, Pedro. I'd say Pedro. Yeah, Pedro's way worse than Fernandes for me. Just Fernandes does what he does, but he's not outright dirty. Pedro is also unnecessarily dirty, not in a good way. Yeah, I mean, Sky Sports, they've got the lineup on the screen. No one knows what's happening. It's not, Bowen and Kudus are not a top two up front. So that's not going to happen. What is going to happen in the game? Obviously, we're about to find out.
Any other questions, though? I like that one, West Irons. Thank you very much. Any others would be good. GP said, I'm not even read GPs out. But make sure you wash your hands. That's all I'm saying, GP.
And don't drop the phone.
Yeah, don't drop your phone there, mate. Simon says, I'm assuming he's still talking about Paqueta here. When he has the bit between his chops, I think he's top class. He just doesn't have it enough.
I don't even think he fits the system. I don't think he fits a Premier League system that you can name of another team that he would do well at in the Premier League. And I don't think he fits what Potter wants to do. He's not even fast. So I think I obviously if we get any of the players we've talked about, that would be good because when you get linked with players, they're always the good ones. They're never usually the rubbish. And obviously the clear out, I think we should do the full clear out of every player who possibly could be cleared out. But also Bournemouth's now, he's getting better and better and better, seemingly, with every game. So, of course, they want to keep him there. He probably enjoys playing there. He probably sees good things happening next season. But, I think everyone else will be looking at him. What's his contract? How many years does he have left? How much could he bought for? Because I think he's a player who can sit in the midfield and be creative with actual pace. So if we could suddenly snap him before he has another season, and then he's bought by City for £100 million or something, as we look at Graham Potter, not wearing many clothes for a cold night, seems to be thinly dressed. I hope the West Ham top is keeping him nice and snug as we're about to kick off. Any second now, we are kicked off. Jeff Watson deploys the boys.
What was your score prediction, Nick? We didn't get that.
1-1.
1-1. You're going for a draw, yeah.
But as it checked the packs in the first 15 seconds, let's see. Someone just needs to give him a little tap on the ankles. Just a reminder that he's got a cup final coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, not a bad shout.
Wan-Bissaka makes Gonzo moist with his abilities. Kudus on the ball. Game's first minute in, we've got some pace attack. Ball comes in. Souček, over.
Hello, starting
6
bright.
yards out. Souček 6 yards out, gets it over the bar. 6 yards out, yes, should have done better, but it was coming at him at great pace in the air, bounced right in front of him. Yeah, I mean, that could be 1-0 easily. In his defense, it thundered at him, smacked him on the thighs, and then he had to swing at it. But really should have scored that as a professional footballer.
It's a start.
Yeah, it's an attack. It's a shot off target. Yeah, we got 3-1. We got 2-0. West Ham win 2-1. Quite a lot of optimism. I mean, Newcastle's kit is bad. That's in our favour, mentally speaking.
You're not a fan of a flashy kit?
I mean, what is that kit? Like, it's white top with green sleeves. I mean, it's not even... What is that green? How would you describe that green if you had to?
Yeah, it's not like an island kit, isn't it?
Muddy turquoise. Yeah, and then it's just not really a nice kit. It's not even a Newcastle.
Yeah, Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, sometimes Newcastle have quite decent away kits. A bit of purple, possibly. That's just silly.
You're not a fan. You won't be buying it.
No.
No, fair enough.
Newcastle attack. Pace of the game's pretty quick from what we've seen recently, and then it's played out West Ham goal kick.
Yeah, that was a poor ball, wasn't it, from Newcastle? We'll take those all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what... Mark Dorian's going for a 4-0 win. I'll have what you're drinking, my man. GP says that Gonzo and Gio are the West Ham PJ and Duncan. Which one's which?
Well, is it which one has the large forehead? I mean, I can talk about it. And McPartlin. So I think that's Gonzo. I think he's also quite capacious in the forehead area. I'm not sure if I can balance this here. Let me see. Trying to do multiple screens at the same time.
That was a great tackle there as well by Kilman.
Well, frenetic first 2.5 minutes, but now we're back into a bit of defensive passing around.
Jazz is going for a headed goal tonight. That's been a while.
Yeah, I mean they've got. I mean, I hope it's for us. But when they've got Dan Burn in defence, you're going to have to go some. I know Souček scored a header, but that was a bit of a rarity. Anyway, West Ham play it around. Ramsaka gets fouled. Referee does give it. That's good. I was a bit worried there. If that happened against Liverpool, wouldn't have been given.
Like a double foul, that one.
Yeah. First time we've gotten the ball now, so yeah. Nice bit of passing around, but they are pressing wherever we get it. But we're matching them for pace. We're playing around quite well.
They're a high energy team, aren't they?
Yeah, we're taking up pretty decent positions though in possession. We're always showing for it. Bowen skips up the right wing, lovely bit of work, crosses it, but it's not a good cross. It was okay, but it's a bit of a nothing cross. Goes out for Newcastle goal kick.
I don't know what Alvarez is calling for there. There was nowhere near a penalty on that one.
I mean, great bit of work by Bowen. Livramento had gone walkabout.
Well, it's kind of like Dan Burns. Was it Dan Burns that went for it and just completely missed it? That's what caught him out, I think. Might come off his arm anyway.
Yeah, Newcastle goal kick. They go long.
Dan Burns usually play out wide. It's usually a left back, isn't he?
He played there for a long time because they had a couple of injuries there. But usually, at most, he can go left side of a back three.
Yeah.
I mean, he
was a lump, isn't he?
Bowen wins the ball again. Very nice. Ramsak has loads of space on the left. And we get a throw in. We need to start getting them worried.
It's all right, though. That's all right.
I believe you can sense something. I can sense something from their players
You've got a little tingle, have you?
Yeah, that they're not bursting with confidence, and they clearly have Sunday on their mind. And they probably didn't expect us to be playing it around. We're playing it around very well because they are pressing, but in a bit of a just
running at us.
Yeah, they wait till whoever has the ball, then run at that person, which is fine. That's what we want to happen.
I still can't get over how Raya outpaced James Ward-Prowse so badly when I was at the Arsenal game.
Cross comes in, no. I think we're getting a bit of confidence on the ball.
We're getting crosses in, which is good, but you've got Dan Burn there. It's hard. You're not going to win many headers.
Yeah, we still a lot of space. Tadebo's well far forwards. Gets it to Wan-Bissaka, gets it out to Bowen wide. I can feel another cross coming in soon. Bowen brings it in. Ward-Prowse now. Wan-Bissaka's got it. Could have got a cross in then. Yeah, Ward-Prowse makes a poor choice trying to get it through to Bowen without committing to it.
Rushed that one.
Not bad. Richard Barlow, is Paqueta on the bench? Yes. So if you just joined, who's on the bench? I mean, we've got Paqueta, Ferguson, Soler.
Ings
still is on the bench, just living an absolute the lottery winner of life.
Yeah.
Ings.
Guilherme.
Yeah, Guilherme, we won't see Guilherme now. Now we've got Paqueta and Ferguson and Soler. Guilherme's just training practice.
It's a shame, isn't it? It is a shame about him. I'd like to have seen him more.
Yeah, it's something that's going to come out. Clive likes the formation. It's unpredictable, and unpredictable can make for an exciting game. Very true. Brady Tingle is better than a Sully Tingle. I don't really think that's an either or that any of us want to get into. James Wathan wants to see Lewis Orford get some game time.
Yeah, I think as it gets towards the end of the season, there's nothing to play for. Hopefully we will see a few youth players coming in.
Newcastle pass it through. Cross gets probably goal kick.
Yeah, that was a bad cross. That cross or a shot? Don't know what he was doing there.
Yeah, bad cross, but well covered by Scarles.
While this has gone out of play, have you seen? I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen? Because it was just Bowen just maybe pop into my head. Marching Powder yet with Danny Dyer? And is that something you would go and see?
I've seen people say it's good. I wouldn't bother going and seeing it. If I was truly bored out of my mind, I might watch it.
Yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I'm going to go and see that. I think the weekend. If anyone's seen that in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Give it a rating out of 10.
Areola takes us back to the 90s with a long goal kick, and then Newcastle thump it forwards, and then we start to play it around quite well. Nice one-touch football. Kudus almost wins it, but not quite. And the Newcastle think they've got a bit of a counter happening. Izek's out wide, which is where you want him. And that'll dribble. I was going to go through to Areola. Kilman just gives it back to them.
Yeah,
and then everyone has a bit of a rest.
The Ministry of Truth says, why are we playing on a Monday night yet again? Not sexy enough for the weekend. Probably an element of truth in that. I don't actually mind the Monday nights, Nick. Frees up our weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, as long as we get a result. Aaron Little, Stuart's brother. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. We couldn't use the Thames Ironworks crest, but Newcastle have changed it. I mean, I think we could, but I don't think we're banned from using it. Ironix, we should see more of Guilherme hopefully next season. Yeah, I mean, if his contract is around minutes played this season, then it seems.
Will he stick around though? That's the problem.
Probably. I don't think Potter's someone who wants to get rid of many players. I mean, I think we even might keep some of them. I don't know whether Cresswell will get another year or something.
Talk of it, isn't it?
I mean, I find that just silly.
I mean, yeah, he's good around the dressing room, but
Then hiring him as a coach.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like you
Don't
don't
give
need
him-
to pay him the silly money.
Don't give him minutes. Game's got a bit nothingness in the last couple of minutes. Newcastle defence have the ball now. We're not particularly bothered about pressing them. Alvarez is quite far advanced in the midfield on several occasions now. I wasn't sure if it was just because the game was all messy, but quite often he's actually going up. I mean, one time he chested it down lovely. He was almost up on the left wing. But it's a bit funny seeing him there, and then Ward-Prowse and Souček are actually the ones playing in defence.
Yeah, Ward-Prowse has done all right, actually. He's turned quite well today.
Richard B says, how about Human Traffic Diaries and that? Yeah, I mean, that was a classic.
Best film. So such a
Absolutely.
classic film. Oh, Wan-Bissaka, what are you doing there? Got away with that. Yeah, it's his best film. Easy.
Yeah, in the last few minutes, both clubs have conspired to basically not really make football happen and just thump it round, bobble it out of play, scrappy moment.
I see they put Trippier on starting. He doesn't usually start Trippier because he's my dream team. He's always on my bench. But using him today. Free kicks, maybe?
Who usually plays there? They've got an injury, I think, haven't they? Can't remember his name now. I mean, obviously, yeah, they've got Sunday, so if they're saving up players. Right, we've got the ball now. If we can pass it around a bit more, which we do. Souček to Todibo, spreads it to Wan-Bissaka. Kudus in a tight spot, but he does release it back to Todibo rather than hold on to it, which is nice.
Coming very deep, though, isn't he?
Back to Areola. Barnes is pressing. And, yeah. Oh, we got foul. That was a bit light. Little bit of good luck. Maybe it was a shirt pull from
Joe Linton, yeah.
Yeah, on
Not much in that at all, was there? But we'll take it.
Yeah, I didn't expect to get that. And they're not replaying it, so
This is off the ball work was really good there, though. But I don't like him when he comes too deep because he can make a mistake at the wrong end.
yeah, I think he does that a bit too much, trying to get involved when he doesn't need to. Newcastle have it in defence. If you haven't liked the video, just if you could close the chat, click on the thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Maybe Potter plays Alvarez higher up the pitch, stop him getting silly cards. I suppose.
He has had less. That's a good observation, actually. He hasn't had too many, has he? Hasn't been sent off under Potter yet. Well, I think Kudus took it off Bowen's toes. I don't think Bowen was already happy about that.
Yeah, Newcastle actually, I don't think they've quite decided what they're doing. When we get it past the halfway line, they just drop deep. I mean, they've got
Those kicks, though, always go to the opposition, don't they?
Yeah, Todibo did really well against Isak because he's always going to look for a shot, and he got nice and close. They've got it now on the left wing. And they're just tapping it around the left wing. Souček wins it. That actually looked more like a foul, but referee's not interested. Wan-Bissaka hoofs it clear.
Went down a bit easy, didn't he? A bit theatrical. Souček there.
Yeah, I mean, he pretended that just the whole event didn't happen and got up. It's a funny game. Not the game of football being a funny old game, but just sometimes when Newcastle have it in possession, they're like, oh, well, I guess we better attack now. I'm convinced they'll be okay with the draw. Obviously, they want to win, you know. Of course, they want to win, and taking that into the cup especially would be good for them. But there's something about them which is a bit more relaxed than usual.
Let's get some stats on. So stats, 50-50 possession, one shot from West Ham, equal passes, equal passing accuracy, very even game, to be honest. Newcastle are only winning on fouls. But yes, yet to get to really spark into life this one, but
yeah, Felix passes the game slow. It's basically like fits and starts. You'll have a burst, and then it'll suddenly be end to end for several seconds, and then it will just go scrappy. I mean, for our side, it's just this, because of the players available, it's just a bit weird having Bowen and Kudus there, because they're both quite keen on coming back and receiving it. Bowen's definitely been more on the right wing, but that means that we don't really have a particular left wing, and obviously then we don't have a striker, because Kudus is like to come back, play it around the midfield a bit. So it's just our overall shape is a little bit weird. Up the left wing, we're solely relying on Scarles to get up and put a cross in. So if he's busy defending, that's not really going to happen that much.
Trippier's still got Trippier against Scarles.
Yeah.
Can be tough.
So I think Scarles is a bit loath to just hurl himself up the wing. So that means that sometimes we can play it around the halfway line quite nicely, but we're not quite sure what to do after that. And for them, they're happy just passing it around. Unless they're countering, they're not particularly bothered.
Felix says, "Is the game slow?"
Yeah, that was one I was just addressing.
Oh, sorry. And Ministry of Truth says, "March and Powder was good." I'm going to watch it at the weekend.
Yeah, Lynn says Kudus needs a goal, don't we all? He does need something, but it's just not going to work with the level of work rate that he's trying to get through. As Newcastle should have done better with just Harvey Barnes spanks it away from 6 yards.
Yeah, that was a terrible shot. Is it a time for a James Ward-Prowse free kick? I mean, we're long overdue that. I wonder what the odds are of that. I mean, that's going to be ridiculous.
I don't know. This game, I think I might have had £1 on something of this and Everton, either 2 wins or 2 draws or something.
Oh.
But it's a difficult game to call, which I think the fact that there's been 1 shot off target so far pretty much shows it.
GP says, Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be better on the left with pace. I mean, I agree. We do need some reinforcements come the summer, that's for sure.
We were all hoping for a big switch up at half time in the Leicester game, but the fact we were 2-0 up against a terrible team meant it didn't happen. That's okay. And we had Newcastle coming up next game, good team, okay. But still, the hope is going to be exactly the same. You get to half time, you're just saying, bring on Ferguson, for God's sake. It's just another game where it's very, very, very obvious we don't have a striker.
Yeah.
So we've got like 90% of a football team, and then it doesn't. Once you get to their final third, you got no one. You got no one coming short. You got no one to cross it to. Bit annoying.
Just a lot of
Lord of the Dead. There's subs at halftime wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I mean, not Mavropanos, please.
Agreed, but we all agree on that one.
Just say goodbye to him. So you're not of sufficient quality. Maybe you could do very well playing in, Greece, whatever. Newcastle got a ball, shot comes in, bobbling. Areola does very well. Save, gets down well low to his left at the last minute, because that was coming through a lot of players.
Deflection as well.
Yeah.
I think the deflection took the pace off it.
Yeah, our midfield a little bit lazy there. I mean, again, Bowen and Kudus now. We're basically playing 5-5. Goes through to Isaac, can't get out of his feet. They try for a penalty, but no way. Ball was long gone and he was already moving. But you could say that was Newcastle's best chance. Yeah, that was nothing. Nothing in that. But at least a reminder to our players that they will.
I mean, again, another Brazilian hits the deck when a feather touches them. Is it like this in Brazil? Has anyone actually seen a Brazilian match? Do they just fall over all the time? They must never get up in Brazil. Terrible to watch. Divers.
Yeah, it's getting a bit obscene. Newcastle knock it around in defence.
I mean, Newcastle's passing accuracy's gone up 10%, but it's just all been sideways and backs. There's nothing in real quality, nothing exciting happening yet.
Yeah, it's really scrappy from both teams. They
Yeah.
thump it forward, we get it down, and then we basically just try and hook it over the top aimlessly. Basically forgot just to play football. We had some good spells of movement in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Richard B wonders why Ferguson's being chosen to start tactician like Potter because he was striking on the pitch. I just think the Arsenal result was a big thing for him, and then he just kept it the same for the Leicester game and didn't really want to particularly pick a midfielder to drop after getting 2 wins out of 2. And obviously Ferguson came on, should have made it 3, didn't take his chance, which didn't help him.
Yeah.
6 yards out.
I mean, but he knows what he can do. Potter knows him well enough. God, that was a good save by Areola. Just watch that back. That's a really good adjustment.
Yes, Raw Frame reckons if he's not fully fit to start, worried about him getting injured. I mean, if Potter sees Ferguson and believes he's the next big thing in strikers, then he's thinking, okay, like we'll definitely buy him in the summer because I know how good he is. Then maybe he doesn't want to risk him.
Maybe that's the tactics, and they won't play him, so they go send him back and say, "Well, he hasn't scored anything. Yeah, what's the point? We ain't paying that money. We'll pay you half."
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if he comes on and has, I mean, again, he should have scored from 6-7 yards out last game. But if he comes on and scores 2 goals every game, then turns into a £60 million player. Wan-Bissaka trips over the ball.
I stood on it.
We got into a good position. Wan-Bissaka was on the right wing, right by the box. Win it back here. Bowen's in a good position. Get your shot in. Oh, fuck's sake. Of all people. Bad shot. Rolls through to the goalkeeper. Of all people in that situation, Bowen on his left foot, 18 yards out. Oh.
It was a weak one. It's a weak central.
How many times have we seen him put that in the left-hand corner and then he just rolls it forwards? Yeah, before that, Wan-Bissaka was in a fantastic position and tripped over the ball. Two really decent positions to put ourselves in and absolutely wasted them. Now Newcastle have the ball around the halfway line.
Just going back to Ferguson, I know that I think the loan fee was like 10 million, wasn't it? 10 million, but if he reaches a certain amount of appearances, it goes up to 15. So do you reckon that's got something to do with it?
Well, then, yeah, definitely.
If you don't need him, they're not going to put him on.
Yeah, if that was part of it, then absolutely they're just going to save money on that, which does make some sense where we are in the season. I mean, it's pretty naive or optimistic or hopeful of Brighton to even bother putting that in, because if we're, how many games are there left? Maybe 8. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's a pretty low number, isn't it?
I think. 16 points, 15. I can't remember. But maybe this is game 27. I really forgot at this point in the season. But yeah, if we can tick that down over a number,
they stick him on at the end.
Pretty much. Cross comes in from Newcastle. Good save by Areola. Two headers. Newcastle won in the box there. Not great. Especially one of them's Harvey Barnes, one of the smallest players on the pitch. Yeah. Souček was on Barnes and then went over to try and get it. Oh, no, he wasn't on Barnes. He was someone else. Who was on Barnes?
Answers on a postcard for this one. Who does Areola look like? He's got a unique style, I'd say. I
want to say Sinbad, but I don't know what Sinbad looks like. But Sinbad would be, Sanchez there. Regan's bringing up Uncle Bruno again. Sufas Alvarez could probably go. Ings Fabianski to play football, yeah. Mm-hmm. Rodriguez needs to go. Mavropanos needs to go. Newcastle are getting quite a bit of time around the box now.
Yeah, dominating it there at the moment.
Alvarez tries to go and win it, but he basically bumped into Todibo. Newcastle cross. Areola gets down well.
safe hands, Ariola's done all right. Done all right so far. 2 good saves.
Yeah, they're also getting their chances. Again, they're not quite making the right decision, playing the right ball, but they're getting too much time to get the cross in. Areola looks like a credit card. I don't quite get that.
Trying to think what credit card now.
Kudus gets on the ball for the first time in a long time. And now they're pressing our defence. That's fine. Talibo's get it back to Areola, which is not what I was hoping he would do. Who then spoons it into the air. Oh, referee gives them a free kick for nothing. Slight contact.
Reef Deal says Bob Galges. He looks like Bob Galges. Is that Bob Caroldes or Bob Galdes? I don't know.
No idea. Close as if we win today, that's 3 in a row. When was the last time we won 3 in a row? No idea. We're not really good at back-to-back victories. I think the last time might have been at least 15.
74.
Yeah, probably. I always remember we won 5 in a row, I think in the 1998, when Redknapp was manager. That's what my memory is telling me. And the fact that's a bit of a one-off. We don't really put together runs.
Did you just see with that shot of Tuchel and Noble sat next to each other in the stands?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I imagine Noble to be saying to him, "I could have played for England, you know." just twisting his ear on it.
He could have done.
He couldn't have done.
2014 season, that was his chance.
He couldn't have done.
That was his chance. When we lost 1-0 to Iceland that season.
I'm not having it.
That was his best chance.
Lynn says we really need a different midfield. Just my opinion, not unpopular opinion, Lynn. I can agree with that.
Yeah, like this, the midfield we've got is a decent midfield if you could have 13 or 14 players on the pitch. But if you can only have 10 outfielders and 3 of them in the middle of our 3, you're basically forcing Souček to come up with a goal when he's on the pitch. And if he doesn't, it was a waste of time him being on the pitch.
Yeah. Real Deal just clears it up. I thought it was Bob Carolges, so maybe I've got the name wrong. I got it. I thought I got who it was, but I don't know. I don't know the spelling. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite good on references, but that's getting a bit... Chris says we keep trying to play it off the back, can't quite pull off, end up hoofing it. Yeah, we do. That's why it's just an odd game. We just do odd bits of something and then just give up and think, oh, bollocks, we'll just thump it. I mean, even Kilman's now on the right wing. He's basically seen that all we're doing is pass it forward a bit, halfway line, pass it back a bit, defence, and then just try a long ball that doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Bob Carolges. And that's why. It was just a misspelling. But I got it. He does look a bit like him. You know who that is, Nick?
I mean, it rings a bell. It's one of these very left field references.
It was in the days of Rod Hull and Emu. He's going back to.
We're playing with a bit more urgency. That's fine. We just don't go backwards with it. I mean, we're playing against a good team anyway. Ward-Prowse, really nice pass to Wan-Bissaka, gets it through.
Skips through.
Straight at the goalkeeper. Oh.
I mean,
he had a bit of time as well. He wasn't being really, really rushed into that shot. He could have just taken a split second just to have a think.
The shot. We've had a shot on target.
I mean, it was really, yeah, good 28, 29 yards out, but just kind of lashed at it quickly when he didn't really need to. Could have taken it forward another yard or 2.
Yeah. No, GP, I do remember Spit the Dog. I do remember Jeremy Beadle, and I'm not going to go through the jokes about Jeremy Beadle, but Peter Chelmsford says Bob Carolges was Spit the Dog from Tiswas. Was that Chris Tarrant as well?
Barnes in a good position. Wan-Bissaka, good tackle. Tadibo, very strong, excellent defending. Wan-Bissaka and Tadibo just did a beautiful textbook piece of defending there. Tadibo's done that a lot of times, just muscled his way in with the shoulder, won it cleanly. So,
yeah, I'm a big fan of Tadibo, must say.
Yeah, that was really good.
That wasn't the best pass, but it was a foul.
Yeah, replaying it now. Excellent little sliding tackle by Wan-Bissaka. Very good.
And I keep going back to this chat, but it's reminding me of my childhood. He was on Tiswas with the Phantom Flan Flinger. I do remember it.
Really?
You don't remember that? How old are you, Nick? Anyway, how old are you?
43.
Ah, see, yeah, a little bit younger.
Yeah, just those couple of years of Chris Tarrant. I know people reference it, but
yeah. Newcastle on the attack. Oh, that's all right, lovely. And they fudge it up.
We've got 15 minutes to play. If we could just play a period of consecutive football, that would just be really, really good. As I say, that just gives it away. Just a bad pass that he didn't need to play. I mean, again, a lot of this still comes back to having no striker on the pitch. It just changes too many things that when you're in that situation, the only way to score a goal is a really, really nice goal that moves from, deep in your halfway line all the way through the pitch and up to 10 yards from goal, and is just a work of art because you have no one to knock it up to and then run. James Ward-Prowse battling.
I'm well there.
But Tonali's a good player, though. Definitely a good player.
Oh, well, that was a foul.
Wan-Bissaka dribbles it out. No one to pass to. Spoons it over the top to basically where Ferguson would be standing at that point in time.
It was a weird... He just miskicked that, didn't he? What a weird shot.
I think he was trying to get it. I think he was trying to go for a long ball left, and he just hadn't quite sorted his feet out, so just spooned it. Oh, Pete Chelmsford's popped up with a little age reference. A little bit Freudian there, projecting. Newcastle in the box, but they do badly, and it goes for a goal kick. Yeah, I mean, Lenny Henry's he's just not funny. He doesn't do things that would cause someone mirth or humour or laughter.
He was funny back in the day, but I mean, we're going so far back.
Yeah, as they picture just Emerson and Paqueta having a nice little chit chat. I mean, you say get Paqueta on for one of the midfielders, but I think you're in kind of nostalgia of Paqueta when he's having a really good game, which I haven't seen that enough for a season and a half at least. I think he'd come onto the pitch. I think he'd look good for 5 minutes, and then start just doing flicks when he shouldn't do and cost us a goal or something. So I'd rather have him on the bench. I think all of our solutions lie in a striker-shaped person at this point in time. I think someone's injured. I think Tonali.
Yeah, Tonali. Yeah, I think it was just the coming together of knees with Ward-Prowse.
I mean, if that is the case, then to his credit, he didn't go down, Tonali, when that happened. He kept playing. So
it's quite tough for an Italian.
Yeah,
he doesn't roll around, does he? Paul agrees with me. Said Lenny was all right in the 90s. And then he just jumped on the comic relief bandwagon to keep himself relevant, and he stayed around.
Yeah. I mean, Ricky B's being very, very ageist and saying it's the loss of brain cells wanting to sell Paqueta. I just think anyone who doesn't want to sell Paqueta, their only single reason for doing so or not doing so is I'm sure Potter can get the best out of him, which for me is just not good enough to rely on hope that there's this, secret best that must be just delicately extracted from a footballer rather than just get on the pitch and make an effort or just don't. Goodbye. That's my rationale about that.
I mean, you just sell him for the money. If you can get the money for him, the problem is you wouldn't get the money that we paid, so it just wouldn't be worth it.
It's why we waste money anyway. People always say, "Oh, it's too much for this player. We waste it." Well, we're probably just going to waste it. I mean, despite the obviously Brady self-identifies as a good business person, but then we just throw money away. And if she was that good, she's high up enough in the club I mean, in West Ham Football Club, that someone could sort out Sullivan's splurges. Like, we're such a good business that we give Danny Ings a fortune to just nice and just a friendly kind of chap. Void Josh must have missed all the Ferguson talk. Either Potter's saving him so he doesn't score goals and his value increases, or the loan deal says we have to pay them if he plays a certain amount.
Oh, terrible shot by Newcastle. Way over the bar.
Something like that. I must have missed. I don't know why Lynn's referencing Ricky Gervais. Would someone talk about funny comedians or something? He used to be funny. Now he's just a bit...
Well, we weren't really talking about funny comedians because we were talking about Lenny Henry for a second.
Yeah.
But Ricky Gervais is quality. His stand-ups are brilliant. Ball's out of play, so we're just having a bit of comedian chat.
Ball gets thumped up, but Kudus was marked by Shaw. West Ham win a free kick.
Kudus done well there.
Not going to ring up...
Jolinton's not happy.
Yeah. I mean, whenever we win a free kick, just in the modern game of football, if West Ham win a free kick, I know something good's about to happen in the world of football. Sean Rogers, greetings from Malta, a regular viewer.
Nice.
Anyone know any factoids about Malta? Then release them now.
No,
nothing.
A lot of gaming companies there.
Straight through to the goalkeeper.
I mean, Pope's done well there.
Yeah, it was a bit of catching practice for him.
Yeah.
I think if we don't really know what we're doing, then a bit of route one, just Kudus can stay up high and left. It's a bit of a athletics contest rather than a football game at the moment. Lots of hard work and grunting.
Yeah.
As I say, that Newcastle counter, they've got a bit of space up on their left wing. Wan-Bissaka's going to get out there now. They're in the box.
And wide.
Looks like it's covered, but Wan-Bissaka's he's a bit lucky there. Livramento didn't want to cross that. Malta invented the Maltesers and malt. Not totally sure if I should believe that. The malting process. I mean, this game is so boring. Newcastle attack now. I'm quite interested in the word malt now. Wan-Bissaka has it in defence right on the line. No options.
Well, that was a foul, to be fair.
Going to try and thump it up the wing. Bone tries to win it, but Newcastle free kick. Malt etymology is from the Old English. Melt. Simple as that. There you go.
You melt.
Exactly.
So we get the same from.
Yeah. Because grain, usually barley, in which by heat the starch is converted to sugar. That's why malt things are sweet. So you learnt something. Before Old English, it comes from Old Norse. Malt. Bit of language chat.
There you go. You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I did say this game would be a bore draw. I did say it before the game started. That has been recorded on YouTube. Client, this is games like my wages, a lot of promise and a lot of work, but no payouts.
This is why West Ham are on Monday nights. They don't put them on the weekend.
Yeah, because the excitement is over.
I mean, what's worse, this or in the first half of this, the first half of Leicester?
That's this. at least we've got a goal. So we had reasons to be crap. That's okay, Connor. Don't apologise. I saw your comment, Connor. I enjoyed it, but I could not bring it up on the screen at this point. Jeff Watson, don't you think it's strange that it is hot in Chile? I mean, it's not hot, top of the mountains. Highest, longest mountain range in the world, something or other.
I've
And
got
Alvarez falls over.
I've got absolutely 0 on my match bingo at the moment, so I'm not having much luck. Has anybody else close to get anything on match bingo? Fingers crossed you have.
I mean, yeah, Steve, not really very. It's in the Mediterranean Sea. That's true. Newcastle left wing, in and around the box, trying to get a shot away. Hits Cresswell on the testicular region.
On his back.
Kudus battles that well. I mean, that Sonali is a quality player. He's really, really decent player. I do admire Tonali, I have to say. Footballing, technical ability, attitude, physicality.
Wasn't he the subject of a betting thing when he first went to Newcastle? He had something.
Yeah, he had a long ban. He was the one photoed in the betting shop.
Okay.
So he didn't really have. Yeah, he was literally at the counter.
I'm just here for the tea and small pens.
Yeah, I'm just getting some change for the parking. Jeff Watson says, "Can we have a few accents?" There's no Liverpudlians in the chat, so I can't smash out the old Liverpudlian. If anyone, I saw an Indian in the chat, so
you're on dangerous ground there.
Yeah. So if anyone, if there's any requests for terrible accents, then I will acquiesce. Quite hot. I don't know if I've got the heating on or something.
This game's making you sweat.
Yeah.
All the action.
With frustration at having one shot off target. We had one shot. That Bowens was technically a shot on target. It's the worst shot on target that you'll see from an excellent strike of the ball. Kudus, can you get that? Can you get that? Can't turn. Decent chance. Couldn't quite turn.
Yeah. Again,
he's just in that
striker up there. For God's
yeah,
sake.
he's just in that period of time, Kudus, when you just see players like that. They just can't quite, like only a minuscule thing would have had to been different for him to get his shot away. If the ball bounced a bit in front of him,
was that a foul?
If he turned a bit better, the ball just wouldn't quite sit. He probably could have had a shot. It's like 18 yards out of goal. He could have had a right foot shot. I just think he thought Trippier was going to do that to block the shot, and he'd be able to cut back. But
And he
Trippier
blocked the shot
there. I think he's just overthinking it. That's the thing. I think he thought Trippier would do better than he did, and Trippier basically did nothing, and he could have got a right-footed shot away. Little bit frustrating. No, I can't really do a Welsh accent, Peter. Not very good one anyway. That's the best I can do. It quickly turns Indian.
Because you've got it in your brain, that's why.
Yeah. Do Texas. Well, howdy, y'all. That's the best I can do. I'll read this text. It must be better we're not talking about beans. No, that's not really good. I didn't commit to that enough. I can do like an 18th century. Must be better we're not talking about beans this week. That's my 18th century. That's my prospector accent.
What was that? It's like Blazing Saddles, that one.
Yeah, you've really got to commit to it.
Come on, West Ham, get this ball. Neither team is really strong.
Analytics. How can you get a full-time job out of it? God knows. I don't know. I've only seen that analytics thing a couple of times, and I wondered what their business model is.
No, 80 grand a year as well. Whew. Jesus, I'm well.
The only way we'll score from penalty, that's actually, if you were going to put a little couple of pounds on it, something like that. Alex Chapman says, don't believe a word from Nick from Clantonbury says about Gomez's track record is horrible. This sports X a load of crap. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. I'll get in trouble. Dutch-Irish accent.
Blimey, that's a toughie.
You start Dutch. If I read this Dutch-Irish, it would be, how does Dutch sound? Oh, yes. Oh, I don't believe a word from Nick. No, it's still, you have to really relax into it. You have to really, okay, what? No problem, guys. I don't believe. Oh, no, I don't. I've ruined it now. I've overthought it.
You've got
Dutch. No, that's actually. I was Dutch with an Irish twang. That's actually what I don't believe a word. Nick from Clarendon, Bruce. That's 2 in 1. That's 2 in 1 accent.
That was the
Northern
McLaren.
Ireland.
You've done a McLaren there.
I don't believe a word. Nick from Claret and Booze. No, that's Scottish. I'm all over the place geographically. I can't get into my flow.
People really challenge you tonight, mate. There you go.
Nigerian Scouser.
A Jamaican Scot.
Hey, look, mate. I got £2 million tied up in a bank account. All I need is your help to get it out. It's Nigerian Scouts.
Oh my God.
Birmingham accent. Birmingham. Linny Henry. No, that's wrong.
Rummy.
Chinese. I can't do Chinese. I'll get banned. I can't do that. I'll be in big trouble.
Scrappy. Well, the ball's not on the floor very much, is it? It's just sort of bouncing around, and another foul. How many fouls have there been in this game? Let's have a look. There have been.
Shamrock Dan says Nick is interpreter for Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer accent is actually quite easy to do. It's quite easy to do.
Half time.
You just have to commit to it. Half time. And say things out of nowhere.
Yeah. Don't give up your day job, says Nick.
Yeah. None of that was Charlie Hunnam, Cockney accent. I don't know who Charlie Hunnam is. Is that Charlie's name?
Yeah, who's Charlie? I mean, we don't know who that is.
I don't know what the Hunnam part is. Lee Walsh, Souček is shocking. Well, get your gripes in about that 45 minutes. You know, it was sport. I know they were doing sport. I just wasn't quite sure what sport they were attempting on the pitch. There was a football. There were 22 men, and the ball pinged itself all over the place with no particular passage of play from either team, pass or move, joy, any enjoyment level. So, yeah. Just as everyone's forgetting that Newcastle are a good team, not really forgetting it, but
they're not playing well. The problem is, if they're not playing well, we're not playing well. I mean, if you're right, they are a good team, but they're playing at 70%, and we seem to be matching them stride for stride. So it's been a really scrappy game. Not really been any real quality. Could have just muffed up a touch that he should have taken, really. I just want to see Ferguson on that. I mean, would you give him 45 minutes, Nick, and everyone in the chat? Would you give Ferguson this 45 minutes to come on? And if so, who would you take off?
Yeah. I reckon in the chat, I don't think there's anyone who'd keep Ferguson on the bench. I think we're all together as a fan base, and then you can basically take off any one of the midfielders. They've been all doing fine. Ward-Prowse has been very busy, very energetic. He's had decent moments of one-touch play. So he's been fine, but it's just like we've seen. If Potter wants to show that this is a particular thing he's trying to do, fine. You've done that. Can we have some form of normal football, normal formation, the striker that has existed in football for the last 70 or 80 years? Can we have one of those on the pitch now, please? And just get rid of the three hardworking but kind of like low intelligence footballers off, please.
I mean, I don't mind Souček because he can pop up for a goal, but he has been poor today. I mean, we look at the Opta stats that are on your screens right now. Actually, Ward-Prowse is 6.7. Alvarez is on a 7. I haven't really seen why he's on a 7. Yeah, I'd take off Souček, put Bowen wide, Kudus wide. Just have that front three and have Ferguson down the middle. Well, that's what we're missing. We're missing an outlet down the centre.
Yep, we are. Oh, God, too many things just popped up and I lost it. We are ideal records. We need some midfielders who can pass the ball. Defensively good, can't pass forwards.
Who'd you pass forward to?
Lord of the Dead says, when I do an Indian accent, it sounds like German accent for some reason. Peter Sheldon says, French accent, or is that like hello? Football stuff. Connor Smith confused, thought Ferguson Potter's guidance and stuff. And again, there's reasons for that. It's either keep him fit, don't have him scoring so his price doesn't go up, Don't play him too many games so we don't pay. I just think there's like these really annoying, frustrating, businessy reasons. James Ham wants Paqueta. Fair enough.
I wonder what the clause is. You know, when someone says if you play over a certain amount of games, there's got to be a time limit. Like if you bring someone on the last 5 minutes, that can't count as an appearance, surely. Like in terms of contractually, it's got to be like more than 30 minutes a game or something counts as a game when it comes to those sort of
clauses.
clauses.
When did he come on last time? That was only about 15-ish, wasn't it?
Mm.
So it could be there's like a 20-minute barrier. Shamrock Dan says 45-minute wasted where I could have been pulling my pud practicing to be a pole dancer. Good to know.
That's one of those readouts where you start reading it and then think, crap, I shouldn't have put this one up because I don't know where it's going.
I shouldn't have put it up. I can't really do an Italian accent. And then, yeah, I mean, Hammer Time give Guilherme half again. Apparently, Guilherme's back where he can only have 6 or 7 minutes. Cresswell, yeah, all the players have been doing fine. We know Newcastle are a good team, but it's not like they've been just playing their best and we've been battling against it. Yeah, Jay Brown, tough watch. It's just scrappy. Both teams are working hard. Like the best thing you can say is that everyone's trying. Everyone's making an effort. I give all West Ham players 7 out of 10. So,
yeah, I mean, to be fair, the back hasn't really been troubled, is it? They've kept Isaac quiet. So Tadibo, Kilman, and Cresswell are doing their jobs. Just that creativity in midfield. We've got 3 midfielders that lack creativity, lack pace. We're always going to struggle getting it out of midfield, and certainly because you can't really. All you can do is play it to wingers that can try and do something. But I just, let's just sacrifice the midfielder and go for it. Newcastle not their best tonight. We should go at them.
Yeah, they're happy just with it as it is. I mean, yeah, we found one. Thomas Bergqvist is not convinced Ferguson makes any better. I mean, I just think it would just be a shape. It would just be a basic shape. It would be a way to quickly get it up the pitch rather than try and play the beautiful football that we're not really capable of football. Nakane says love Kudus, but he should have had that shot on target. Yeah, I mean, he should have got a shot away. I just think they're replaying it now. I just really think he thought Trippier was going to try and block the shot and he'd cleverly get it past him, but Trippier is not really that good. So he could have just broke forwards and then smacked it with his right foot. The goal was wide open.
Dave Linton makes a good point. He says, Areola should be getting an 8.5 surely. I mean, he has saved us twice, 2 really good saves. Actually, 3 good saves.
They definitely were good saves, but they'd saves that if he didn't make, it would be an unbelievable mistake at the same time. Like once you get to that quality, like I look at it and I think, okay, yeah, really good save. Mm-hmm. But Premier League footballer, if you're one of the best 20 goalkeepers in England, you need to be making that save. It wasn't like miraculously far away. Do you bring on Soler to try to change something? No. I just think he's just another person who's going to pass it around a little bit aimlessly. I think the same as pretty much the last several games. Ferguson has to get time. I'd give Guilherme time because he has pace and he brings something else on. Shippy, that would motivate the players if we sacrifice one of them if we lose. I think he was referring to your metaphorical, figurative use of the word sacrifice a player. I don't think you were really crying out for anything particularly biblical.
Well, why not?
Life.
Can't hurt.
We've got to stop this utter woke nonsense of not sacrificing footballers at half time. I mean, get back to Roman times. Come on.
Bloody lefties.
Exactly. Potter will not be playing for pessimistic Pete and his pessimistic predictions of just doom. Mark Pendleton, another attacker. Yeah. Put on attackers tack, attackers score, scores, shots, goals. Van Gontico 5 goals. Can't see it. Can't see it coming.
That's mental. To defend Pete there, I don't. We can't play ball-flowing attacking football. Even next season, there's too many players to change. So I don't think we can. I think it's going to take him at least a couple of seasons to get in players that he wants. I think Somerville coming back will be brilliant.
That already changes a lot of things.
They're the sort of players you want to see. Bowen, Somerville, Kudus when he's on form. Players that do run, attack. But our midfield's just we need 3 midfielders really, don't we? There's not any of them you think How many of that, out of Soucek, Ward-Prowse, and Alvarez, how many of them would you think would get in many top half teams? Not many, really.
Yeah, none.
No, that's our weak spot.
None at all. Yeah, a few people calling for Paqueta, which I mean, I get why people do that at this point. He's just really disappointed me. I have to just be very clear about my own memory of when he is on the pitch for us, and I just think he doesn't do enough effort-wise, energy-wise, for the skill he has. I'm just going to leave you with the chat for 1 minute.
No bother. A lot of people are calling for Ward-Prowse off. I don't actually think he's had a bad game. He hasn't done anything wrong. I think he's broke up play. He's never going to be that super creative midfielder. We know that, but I think he's done okay. I wouldn't take him off. I think Soucek is the one that's been a bit off. I don't think any of them have been awful, but none of them have been good. It's a real meh performance at the moment. So Napoleon says Ferguson on for Soucek. Agrees me on that one. Lord of the Dead said Ferguson on for either Kudus or Soucek. I definitely wouldn't take Kudus off. So no, definitely wouldn't take him off. Josh says JWP's been the best midfielder. Yeah, I mean, no, he's not amazing. Let's not say he's Zidane at this point, of course, but he's been the best of a bad bunch, best of an average bunch. I'm not going to call anyone bad. 0-0 at Newcastle is not bad. We're setting ourselves in the right position. Damien agrees. JWP hasn't done bad, but he has the easiest role in the side, middle of a three.
Yeah, he's been working hard, but I guess in a game like this, if you're Ward-Prowse, if you put the energy in and you actually just connect with your passes and they're accurate, then you're actually better than a lot of players on the pitch for both sides. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually do see Paqueta, because Potter seems to be a Paqueta fan. He always goes on about how wonderful he is in his press conferences. So getting him on the pitch does seem to be like something he'd do.
Void says, Ferguson for Soucek, what formation do you play? 2 in midfield? Yeah, let's play 2 in midfield. Newcastle have not done anything in midfield, really. So let's go for it. We're at home as a home team.
They're not being very impressive in the midfield. The game's all over the place anyway. We just need to be a bit ugly and just trying to thump it forwards rather than just play it but go nowhere at the same time.
People saying you've had a turnout, Nick.
Unfortunately, no, I don't mind explaining that I was actually not doing that at that point in time. I was issuing instructions to my genetic offspring.
Yeah, fair enough. Bowen's head's down at the moment. He seems tired. Yeah, he's not. He hasn't had his normal game, has he? But still the biggest goal threat we've had. But yeah, I agree. He's not been fantastic.
Yeah, we haven't even had a corner. Bit depressing. No corners, no free kicks in interesting areas. I think we've had one bad low cross. I mean, a couple of worse crosses. Just ugliness. But who knows? Maybe Paqueta will solve all of our problems. Maybe Ferguson will get more than 20 minutes.
Yeah, and he said he's done the most protecting of the back three. He has. He's worked back. I mean, for me, Ward-Prowse should be a defensive midfielder. A defensive midfielder and have 2 actual creative midfielders in front of him. And Soucek and Alvarez are not the creative ones. I'm still not a fan of Alvarez, as you know.
Yeah, so it's a weird 3. I mean, Nassamble says we played well, Newcastle, a good team. Obviously, from where we were in the first few months of the season, we have to be very, very, very grateful, relatively speaking, remembering how bad it was. At least we're actually equal to Newcastle, even though they're not playing that well. We're not playing that well. So the actual play from both sides is not bad, but you'd say at least there's some kind of equality or, same level from both teams in that we've set up in a standard footballing way. It's not exciting, but it's not ridiculous anyway.
Yeah, I've just seen the stats on TV when you're saying about attacking threat. West Ham had attacking threat in the first 10 minutes. Since then, the rest 35 minutes has been Newcastle. So, yeah, it's not been great. It's not been great, but 0-0. We've got a chance.
Yeah, any minute now they're going to get back to the football. They're just currently busy plugging the Formula One season, which should be quite exciting.
We can all see. Oh, here we see. We could all see the build up between Bruno winding up Alvarez until we got a bite. I mean, they're two quite fiery midfielders actually, so that'd probably be a good bet for a yellow card. Both of them for a yellow.
Yeah, Ernest says, "How can you rubbish Souchet? It's not been any worse than anyone else might make." I mean, he might do.
He might. Yeah, he's got it in his locker.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not about Souchet, is it? It's just about that three, the plodding midfield three that don't have a striker.
Any subs? Can't see anyone at the moment.
Let's have a look. Looking at Eddie Howe, which is not particularly helpful or necessary. Still looking at some Newcastle players. Don't care about that. Still looking at Newcastle players in close-up.
Are we not out yet?
We're coming out. Can't see any changes at all. That is a bit frustrating. It has to be his contract. It has to be Ferguson's contract.
Yeah.
That's the only way this happens. In a game like this, there's something in there that says if he plays more than 30 minutes in a game 5 times, we've got to pay them X million pounds. Otherwise, I don't really see. The only other way is that Potter just wants, if he really, really just doesn't want to lose this, if he's happy with a draw, if he just wants to go from now to the end of the season in that way, which you can't really fault. Obviously, from an entertainment perspective, it's a bit different. But from him coming in, if he just wants to do things a certain way, if he can get 3 clean sheets in a row, let's say, that's a bit notable. That's something for him to talk about.
Gary says, "How the F have we become so unexciting?" I mean, it's been like it for a while.
It's the modern world. It's where we are in 2025. People do talk about that kind of thing, like in football. Over tacticked, too many little short passes. No one really goes for a long shot anymore.
Yeah,
unless they're Mavropanos from 30 yards, he'll buck the trend.
I mean, Rich said it well there. Both teams are working on their cardio in the first half. That's kind of all it was.
Yeah, that's what basically I agree. It's just an athletics competition. And the football was on the pitch, but the game of football was barely occurring at that time.
Areola with a boot. I mean, he keeps lofting it up to, long balls to Bowen against Dan Burn. Like, I haven't got my UEFA badges or nothing. That doesn't seem like a good tactical move to me.
Yeah, I mean, Josh, if you told me the first 2 games of the season we draw in Newcastle, I'd take it. Yeah, from where we were. Brilliant focus. Does Potter arriving make us feel better for next season? Yes. Personally, I don't think Ferguson's fit enough, but I mean, fair enough, but I just don't.
Should be. With us long enough.
You don't really have to be that fit. I mean, I always think they overwork players. They go on about injuries, and then you watch videos of them in training, and they're just herring all over the place. You just think resting would just be better.
No one in front of him, so he's had to come back there because he was the furthest man forward on the left wing.
Yeah, and then we've basically got Alvarez playing in the number 10 role at that point.
Messing it up.
Rude Geek Gaming asks a question again. I feel the board tells the man to play more defensive. This isn't possible. I think he's opting for safety.
Alex said, I don't know if you said this already, but you can't play a quick, high-energy, attacking football with Soucek, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez. Name a coach who could win anything with that midfield. Yeah, we agree. We don't disagree with that, Alex. We definitely need to change things up.
Monkey Moves. Anyone remember the videos of training where they use those elastic bands? I mean, it's just another thing that's unnecessary. Curtis passes to no one, crosses it in. I mean, this is ugly.
Yeah.
This is ugly.
Done well to win it back though there.
It's just, yeah, I mean, it's just bad cross, header, bad cross, header.
Can't keep whacking those headers in.
We got no one to cross it to. Who are you going to cross it to? Bowen and Kudus.
Yeah, against, big defence. Pointless. Usually I say we don't cross it in enough.
Crowded out. Kudus crowded out. Kind of trips, but it wasn't. I don't think that was a penalty. He wasn't really in any control of the ball whatsoever.
Well, it's like, it's weird. Sometimes all you've got to do is get your foot in front of the ball. And if you're kicked there, you don't have to really be in control of it, as we saw with the...
Yeah. For other teams, obviously Anthony Gordon. But we don't get those. Yeah, I mean, it's not a great advert for the Premier League. Alvarez, it's not Alvarez's fault, but he's literally being told to be the number 10. Alvarez is basically being given a free role, a free attacking role at this point. Sometimes he's on the left wing. Sometimes he's in the number 10 position. Just then he tried to do a little back heel thing, Cruyffy back heel pass. I mean, I'm not a fan of Paqueta, but it doesn't really make sense to ask Alvarez to do these things.
They're trying to turn Alvarez into Declan Rice, like they're trying to at Arsenal, turn him from a 6 to an 8.
Apparently. I did enjoy quite a lot of the social media stuff about that game, about laughing at... Kudus didn't touch the ball there. About laughing at Rice for like 1 goal, 1.3 celebrations, various things like that. 15 points off first.
Yeah.
Arsenal mentality.
I mean, it's good to see Arsenal not win anything, of course.
Yeah. And winning it, not winning it just completely not gracefully. Like just taking out your frustration on journalists, being rude, just because you didn't win a game of football.
I mean, so unlikable, Arteta, isn't he?
Yeah. And Arsenal fans moaning about him, but sometimes saying he's going to be amazing the next minute. Bowen tries to run forward, keeps it in very well. I mean, he's got so much work to do. If he gets the ball in, this is going to be a miracle to anyone. Runs in, no, he's blocked. He had too much work to do.
Yeah. We've done great to get it that far, but could he have passed then, do you think?
I mean, they were going full pelt. So in his mind, like, he already knows he can't just like get to the byline and pump in the cross because no one's there. So he's got to try and do so much at full pace with no one really there to pass to.
Paul says this is like a Limehouse garage kickabout. It's about right. It's about right. That sort of intensity.
Yeah, it's just good in moments and then technically abysmal. Kudus now wins the ball, drives forward, cross. No one there. Crosses the ball in 2 yards from goal.
Yeah,
ball comes straight across.
Good cross.
No Evan Ferguson there to tap it in. That was a tap in for any decent striker. Bit annoying. I mean, we've had the bet. We're playing. We've got possession. We've got chances. Newcastle aren't really able to get the ball of us. Everything we're doing is well, but like right now, you look at the players in the midfield who are waiting for the pass through to them, and it's Souček and Alvarez.
Yeah,
is that a corner? Is that a corner? Do West Ham win a corner?
Yes.
Okay, not bad.
At least we get more of the ball. Mind you, we started the first half like this.
Yeah, we're doing well. They're not doing much.
Great cross from Kudus.
Nice corner. Come on. Super Thomas Souček. Let's have something.
Yeah, because we've all wanted him off. Going to bang a header here.
It's going to be a Cresswell corner.
Dan Burns is marking Souček.
Ball comes in. No, cleared by Isaac at the near post. Scarles back in, bit lofty. Newcastle get it down. Ball's still in the box. Alvarez out. Scarles can't. He's not really going to get much in now.
It's a bad touch from Scarles there.
Yeah, it's just playing it around now. Momentum of that attack is lost. Alvarez in his number 10 role. Doesn't really know what to do with it. He's not number 10. Passes it back to Ward-Prowse. Left on the wing to Kudus. Corner. Another West Ham corner.
Good pressure though.
Pete Carlson, can you do a Latvian accent? No.
Just do a Russian
Oh,
one.
I know that Latvia is in the middle of Lithuania and Estonia. The easy way to remember it is that they're in reverse alphabetical order. So it goes Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, west to east in that order. If you ever need to know that, that's the way to remember it. Capital cities. One of them is like Tallinn or something.
Yeah, Estonia, Tallinn, Riga.
Ball comes in. Kudus bouncing around the place. No one there. Decent bobbly chance, but it would have had to fall to someone.
Yeah, just needed someone there. Need someone on that penalty spot, didn't it?
It's all West Ham for 10 minutes. I will not be doing either of those last two accents named because I will be banned from the internet. There's just a list. There's just some accents. Some you some no, you should not touch.
Vilnius, that was the other one.
My God. The effort is there. This is, effort-wise, we're doing really well. One of our best showings of the season.
Should have known that one, Richard. That was where I went to my stag do. Brilliant place. Oh.
Yeah, I do have the accent of a football fan, brought that in mind. We're doing a lot of good things.
Started well. Oh, that's a foul. Joel Linton gone down again. Get up, mate.
If Trip Smith buys the club, then expect to see Rice back at West Ham. There's a lot to break down from that sentence.
Yeah, he's been silent in the background, really, hasn't he?
Newcastle finally get the ball for a bit, but they're trying to play it around in defence. And then they're going to hoof it. Goes out for a West Ham throw. We're dominating in terms of possession and stuff. We are dominating. But without a clear-cut chance as yet.
Well done by Bowen there, though, closing him down.
Yeah, I mean, pace of the game is fast. We're playing it around with a lot of confidence. Alvarez he's just too far forwards. It's just, he's in a good position. We played it well. Wan-Bissaka gets through a good pass to Alvarez, but he just can't, he's just not that player. And fan or no fan of Paqueta, as I'm not a fan of him, but he's on the bench and we're paying his wages. So
we've got to give some credit to the defence, to be fair, because Isaac's not a sniff.
Yeah. I mean, like right now, work rate is really good. Wan-Bissaka gives it to Bowen, hurls up the wing. It wasn't on, okay, but our passing and movement is absolutely fine.
Just the outlet, isn't it? We're missing an outlet.
Yeah, we win the ball back again.
And well, Soucek. Well, Prowse is just sweeping up for me today. I think he's doing a good defensive midfielder job.
Yeah, he's in the corner. Not many options.
Yeah, he's being marked for the game, isn't he?
Starting to play around much better. Kudus into the box. I tried to get through. Scarles wasn't on. My God. If you were going to score, it would be this type of... Oh, fuck, Alvarez just gives it away. Really bad position to do that Newcastle counter.
I mean, he's so slow, isn't he?
Todibo, excellent, absolutely heroic defensive work by Todibo.
Yeah,
Right place, right time, stays on his feet, wins possession. We did give the ball away then, but he just burst forward 50 yards. Game is now incredibly stretched, but we do have enough men back. Any subs warming up? Can't see. They have not televised anything. And now our players are starting to look a bit tired after that 15 minutes, in need of a breather.
Coming up to 60 minutes, so should be a sub soon, I reckon.
Yeah, we basically put like a 15-minute mega burst of energy with no reward. And now Newcastle start to play around the box a bit, but we've got everyone back and they're not attacking with everyone. Cresswell comes in to clear up. Newcastle throw.
Yeah, Kilman and Todibo are starting to look like a good pairing.
Yeah, I think Kilman had some obviously bad moments.
Next to Mavropanos, though.
Yeah, first half of the season. But that's
Playing two
when the other teams were countering a lot against us. Okay, Alvarez comes in and blocks it. It's probably Newcastle corner.
Yikes.
What changes would you like to see? Any. But yeah, not Mavropanos. Ref's getting bored.
I reckon there'll be a change after this corner. 60 minutes is always the golden number, isn't it, for managers in the Prem?
Yeah, I mean, they had the camera up the line for a bit, but I couldn't even, that was just for a glimpse. So can't really tell if anyone's doing anything, getting ready. Newcastle cross comes in, it's a bit long, Burn comes back, should be Areola's, and it is. If there was a time where Newcastle, a good team, were absolutely not on it, it's this game. So it's just when we're in our half and they press, we don't really know how to break out of that. So we just kind of thump it up the wing to no one.
Quite a boring team these days, which is worrying, isn't it, really? I mean, the West Ham way, whatever that is, isn't this. in my eyes. It's quite a hard watch. This season's been a hard watch, to be honest, Nick, and it's not been a great season.
Yeah. Cross comes in. Well, oh no, that was close. Newcastle almost scored. Areola heroic.
Areola's been quality. Jesus.
Cross comes in. Kilman had to slightly put a foot out, so it skewed off his foot to the other direction Areola was going at. So he had to reach back over, leap up, and claw it away. Goal line clearance.
Kept him on there. Oh.
That's basically the only thing that's going to be on the highlight reel from this game.
What a save.
That was Newcastle's best chance, and it was a Kilman skew. That could have gone very badly. I mean, that's the type of goal that wins this type of game. Just a hideous abomination.
It was my fault for saying that Kilman's had a really good game. Yeah. Apologies. Kiss of death.
Ward-Prowse, lovely knock-up. Nah, Pope will collect that. Decent knock-up to Wan-Bissaka, but not quite right. Most of the questions like, any subs? Any subs? Any subs? Still can't see anyone. Cameras can't show anything, and obviously the way the camera faces at the London Stadium, they don't even have a good glimpse at any activity on the bench. So really can't tell.
Jeff says we are crying. This game's crying out for some super subs. Absolutely. From both teams, probably.
Yeah.
Damien DeMarco says some people saying we need a new goalkeeper.
Newcastle shot to the block. Cross comes in. Oh fuck! Newcastle score. Oh, shit.
Is that on?
Score.
Oh, scrappy.
Yeah. Cross was a bit of a hit and hope cross. I think it was one defender keeping him on side.
Shite. I mean, we've not been great, have we? So this is it now. I mean, it'll make a sub now. We're 1-0 down when really we could have done with someone before this.
Yeah, didn't see the replay. Let's see who was keeping him on. Alvarez. Yes, Alvarez and Scarles. Scarles was just caught ball watching at that moment. Both Alvarez and Scarles. Alvarez was that side of him. So
it's not getting out.
And then Souček was at fault. You can't let a cross like that come in that easily when you're just basically waiting and watching the cross come in.
Yeah, it's too easy.
So,
that push on Kilman. Can we get vindictive?
Yeah.
Push on Kilman's back.
Nope.
2 hands on his back.
No one interested. Yeah, I mean, Souček doing the ball watching thing of just standing there, which isn't enough. And then the one time they put in, that was really their only cross like that into the box all game. First, now indeed the subs. Oh god, and it's Mavropanos is one of the subs.
Amazing.
Which
Who's
I don't
taken off then?
quite see the point of. It's Paqueta, Mavropanos, and Soler, by the look of it, which is a strange selection to do at 1-0 down. Tadebo's off, Alvarez is off, and Souček's off.
Tadebo hasn't been bad today.
Yeah. He didn't look particularly happy at coming off.
Yeah, he even said that as he come off, he pushed me in the back. I thought he did know Isaac had 2 hands on his back when that come in.
Yeah, this is not. I think Potter has not really shone his managerial abilities through in this particular game. When you wait. And
yeah, this is not good.
Put Mavropanos on the pitch. I'm going to go let my dog out. That's more important at this point in time.
Well, you have a steaming turd on your carpet as well as on your screen. Dave, I agree. Why do we never make a sub before the opposition score? I mean, we all saw it coming. We're doing well, but we need that. We need a striker on. Makes 3 subs and doesn't bring a striker on as well. Something's happening here. I don't know what it is for Ferguson, but
it's just weird timing. Weird timing for the subs, which does annoy me when managers do it. They just think. I do think it's an ego thing when they just think the players I've put out there are doing a job, and I'm not willing to change that because then if we get a goal with the players I've put out there, it makes me look good. Now I can see what's going to happen in this game. We're going to be in panic mode, and they're going to get a counter and score another one.
Never have that ball just bobble around and fall to us. Mark says what we're all thinking.
Yeah. Mavropanos horror show. As my dog gets out her frustration at this game.
Mark says that goal shouldn't have counted. Kilman got pushed. It was Kilman who was pushed. And Steve says we should have done that at half time. Not sure we should have done quite what he's done at half time, but we should have made subs at half time. Although we started brightly, so we did start okay. And now Ferguson's coming on, so he's going to make 4 subs. Don't know why I didn't bring him on with the others. Oh, wait a minute. Edward says bring on Ferguson from Mavropanos. Yeah, Scarles. If you're going to go that side, you've got to get right behind him. Yeah, too easy. As West Country Hammer says, 11 defenders and we still concede. We're not good at defending. I don't know why we try this defending. Let's go at teams. We're not going to go down. You know, give us some entertainment at least. It's been dire. Yeah, gives away a foul. Big Bernie, absolutely woeful. Another boring, predictable load of garbage. Yeah, it's not been the most exciting one. We're getting used to these. That's the problem. That's the worry, I think. We're getting used to some boring performances. He does need a big transfer window. But we've already had that. So how much is there going to be to spend? That's the question. Pete says we can't go back into the Everton game on the back of a defeat. Well, we might do. Looking likely. I mean, they've not been brilliant, Newcastle. We can still up it a gear here. Easy. So West Ham still got the ball. Because who are they putting it up to? Paqueta's deep. Newcastle pushing forward. Oh, bit of space. Go on, run. Christ. Mavropanos on the run. Mavropanos is the number 10 now. Chip in the box. Oh, penalty? That looked like a big push on Bowen there.
Yeah, I didn't see it clear. Referee absolutely is not interested at all.
Yeah.
Bowen's holding his ankles, which means that there definitely would be contact.
Right, VAR. Come on, hold this. Any VAR checks?
Ball over the top from Paqueta. Bowen runs through.
See this again.
Nah. Nah. I mean, he wasn't.
No. No. Not enough.
Not going to give that.
Shoulder to shoulder, really. I don't think it was too bad. Lewis said that his frustration with Potter is starting to creep in. Just want to see us have a go. That's all. Yeah, I just want to see us have a go. Like, it's a dead rubber. This whole season is a dead rubber for us. Like, experiment with something a bit different. I know he wants to win games. You know, you've got to win over the fans, but you're not going to win over the fans playing this boring football. So that's why I was quite excited about Potter coming in, that he might actually go for it a bit. But it's not happening yet. Oh, how did he even? I just went out Bowen, but he was unlucky there. Really hard ball control.
I mean, they're 1-0 up. Does Eddie Howe start making some optimistic, ambitious substitutions to try and save players for Sunday? I mean, I'm clutching at straws here.
If you're looking at are you looking at our graphic, Nick? Can you see the weird Ferguson's at centre back?
Yeah,
we don't do the graphics. Oh, that's not us.
I mean, at least he's on the pitch on that graphic.
Yeah.
Someone's made a terrible mistake. Their goalkeeper Pope is now injured, apparently, for as many minutes as possible, so needs to stay sat on the ground.
Voidex has said we can't go in on Potter, or we can't go out. Can't go out Potter when he's been handed over a port squad. He has been handed a port squad.
I still believe he is the right manager for us.
Yeah.
At the same time as I believe that he's been very, very conservative in this game, just desperately hoping for a clean sheet and that to be good or something, which is just, overly conservative. We're not going to get relegated. We're not going anywhere. We've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, go for it.
So to hold on till the 65th minute and not make an attacking substitution is nonsense.
I mean, we've got Soler, Paqueta in our midfield, so that should be the creativity. So, he's made the right subs in the end. Mavropanos was a weird one for Todibo. Probably wouldn't have done that. But, I mean, you've got 2 attacking midfielders there now and a striker and 2 wingers. So, come on.
Yeah.
He's done it. He's done it too late again. So, should have done that at half time.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. And it's, like I say, I wouldn't quite call it a mark against him. It's just more, feel sorry for everyone who actually is there in the stadium watching this and then has to take a train home late.
Yeah. GP has actually made a comment, a decent comment without the word Willie in it. He says we don't seem to sign team players, but individuals, and that's the issue. And that's true. That's true. They don't. Again, the scouting department at West Ham is strange to me because I don't know what they look for.
Yeah, Percy will possibly give enough time to change squad. How he wants to. Yeah, I'm absolutely
I think so.
positive he will.
Yeah,
he's done an amazing look at defensively. Yeah, we are better. So
Owen, what are you shooting from there for? Jesus. The players. One time we've got players in front of us, and Bowen takes a long shot.
Yeah, Carlos Soler, will he do anything on the football pitch apart from make a couple of short passes?
You're not a fan of him, are you? I don't mind him. I think
he didn't do anything. He doesn't. Like, I literally don't know what he actually does apart from the 2-yard pass.
Paul Prowse, good pass out. Ross comes in. Oh, just too much. Scarles.
Yeah, opinions on the penalty claim. If it was Salah, then he'd have got that. If it was another club and another player, then yes. Do you guys think Ferguson is good? No idea. I thought he was okay in the things he did when he came on a couple of games ago, but then he spooned a 6-yard shot against Leicester. I'm going to tell my daughter to come and see. The last 15 minutes of this shit game.
Bremer says this performance has been Moyes-esque. Yeah, I agree with that. We have never needed a dynamic powerhouse midfielder more than this. Yeah, you're right, Lewis. Who do you get though? Who's out there? Who would you go for? Which midfielder out there, aside from Bellingham, which midfielder could we realistically get at West Ham to change our fortunes? Newcastle on the attack. They're not in a rush to get it in the box at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Percy calls Callum Wilson score.
He always does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's about to come onto the pitch. Yeah, they're bringing on Wilson and Willock. So that doesn't look great for us.
That's more pace.
And if you're interested, the 1-1 is 7-2, but the 2-0 is also 7-2. And the 2-1 loss is 14-1. So
I always find it weird. Willock was just stood on the sideline there with his top off. Why is that? How is it a yellow card if he's like a foot in front of him on the pitch? I always find that a weird thing. It doesn't waste time, does it? A weird yellow card. Shamrock says Jack Grealish. Yeah, I'd love to see Grealish here. I don't think he'd come. I'd love to see him here. God, imagine Grealish. What an upgrade from Paqueta that'd be.
Yeah, it won't happen.
Won't happen. It would be good.
Yeah, Newcastle foul.
Alex says Joe Bellingham. Thoughts on that one, Nick? Going for Job?
Yeah, get him. I think he's got higher aspirations. As Harvey Barnes goes off.
Jay Moore says Tillemans or Caicedo. I said Caicedo before. A lot of people shot me down for that.
I mean, they won't sell him, would they?
Well, he was 100 mil, and he was so stupid. I mean, they way overpaid for him. Paid way too much, and he's getting games, so probably wouldn't want to go from Chelsea. But also, I don't think he's that. Is he attacking? He's an up and down. He's not creative, is he?
Grealish envy, has it come to that? And James Singletary lacks. Yeah, I mean, he's been on the pitch, and Piketty, he put that ball over the top that was that Owen penalty claim, but same thing apart from that. We haven't noticeably improved. It's the same scrappy game that we're just waiting for Callum Wilson to get his goal. My God.
Come on, West Ham, do something.
You've got to think there's one more goal in this from either team.
I mean, it hasn't looked like much goal action, so I don't know.
Either we're going to get the scrappiest, most horrible goal ever, or they're going to counter. You know, they've still got a lot of decent players on the pitch. They've made a couple of decent substitutions. In theory, we've got our attacking players now finally on the football field after 65 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
As Mavropanos tries to dribble it through the midfield, and that doesn't work for some odd reason. Now he's herring back wildly to make up the stupid mistake. And it's a Newcastle throw-in after...
Recovered well, to be fair to him. Dean says he keeps dipping in and out of here tonight.
You'll never guess what West Ham's substitute is about to take to the field.
Well, who's he going to take off for Ings? Who is he going to take off?
Probably Kudus, maybe. Or, I mean, you've got Soler and Paqueta, so you could take off Ward-Prowse.
Well, that is really going for it if he does. That's kitchen sink time.
I'm not sure Ings is a kitchen sink. I don't know what he is. A hand blender, something you have in the drawer but just don't need.
He's a tin bath. That he is.
As the ball comes through to Soler in the box, and he tries a little flick of nothingness.
No need.
Now Newcastle counter because of Carlos Soler's.
Yeah, that was craps. 2-on-2. Soler bombing it back though. Yeah, no slow there, Newcastle, thankfully.
Cross comes in, Kilman blocks. Newcastle still have it. Newcastle corner. No, didn't go out. Is it? I don't know what the ref is going about.
That went out.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, did go out.
I don't know what they're doing. The ref and the linesman don't know what they're doing.
How's that a corner? Ball out.
Did they change their mind?
How's that a corner ball? It went out, but I thought it went out off a Newcastle player.
No, it flicked off Scarles' foot. They just, I don't know why they didn't call it immediately. Yeah, it was a corner. It just took a while to sort themselves out.
I didn't realise.
I know Ings is a toasted sandwich maker, but every now and then I leave mine in the drawer, but then I do go on a run with the old toasted sandwich maker. As Newcastle spoon it over. They've still got the ball. Trippier crosses it in, headed out by Kilman. Newcastle still have it. And finally, Areola gets the ball.
James isn't happy that Ings came on instead of Guilherme. Well, he's basically just he might as well just carry the bags on the coaches at this point.
Dan Burn fouls Scarles and gets a yellow card. Yes. I mean, talking of accents, West Country Armour says, how bad does one's weekend have to be to go to the London Stadium on a Monday? Yes, those poor bastards. 50,000 of them haven't yet learnt. Ward-Prowse was off. Danny Ings. Yeah, he's on the pitch. 10 minutes to go. It's Danny Ings time.
So we've only got 2 up front. I can't remember the last time West Ham had 2 up front. This will be interesting.
Potter has realised that attacking is good, so let's attack. Attacking will be...
That's not a bad ball. Oh, keeper's done very well there. That was a great ball.
So now we're playing a 4-2-4.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Oh, what a tackle by Wan-Bissaka there.
I mean, if he'd have started with this formation, not that you should really ever start. I mean, obviously not with Mavropanos, not with Ings. But if you'd have started with this,
that would have been interesting.
You know, yeah, I mean, it might be 2-2, but now we've got 6-7 minutes at most to, you know, Newcastle are going to be obviously kicking it away, scrappy, fouling, time wasting. So that's going to frustrate our players.
Percy makes a good point. He said, has Ferguson touched the ball yet?
Don't think so.
I don't think he has.
Do not think so. Someone's in the box. It's Danny Ings. No. What a surprise. Nothing happened. Yeah, my goal prediction now heavily rests on Callum Wilson. I think it's one of these all-nighters.
Yeah. Feels like it. I am just so happy. The Lord shines upon me that I don't have a West Ham season ticket, because that would be, with that, trains, price of the warm beer, crap food. Oh man, what a terrible season to be a West Ham season ticket holder.
Yeah, we're now just passing it around defence, not really sure what to do.
Yeah. Lewis makes a great point. He said Newcastle have been poor, but we've still been beaten easily. It's true. That's spot on. They have not been great at all.
Yeah, those couple of chances were there in the first half, but they're not what you would call crafted footballing opportunities.
This game has been the perfect spectacle for La Liga.
Yeah.
If you want to turn off as a league, this is the game to do it.
It tries to go through the curse, doesn't work. And the referee will give Newcastle a foul every time their player goes down. He's holding his head. Bruno Guimaraes in obscene amounts of pain. Soler's going back over to him and saying, "Get up, you moron." Lying on, like rolling around on the floor, holding your head, screaming.
Pushed in the back.
The level of pain that would cause that is not recover-fromable in 1 minute. Potter is a psychologist, can't he just convince the midfield they can pass the ball forwards?
Get Paul McKenna in.
Back down to earth after the last few games. Yeah, Ferguson hype has finished. Ings having a 10-minute run around. It was just that one moment of switching off, because the one moment of switching off also happened after our energetic 15 minutes, which is also Potter should realize what kind of player Alvarez is. He does have lapses in concentration, So he just didn't mark their player. And then Souček is okay at some things, but then just sat back, gave, I think it was Harvey Barnes maybe put the cross in, gave the Newcastle player just a nice amount of space to just put the ball in. As Scarles has either injury or cramp.
Oh, he's putting a decent shift. Not without doing much, but he has put in a decent shift. We've kept him pretty quiet, really. Just that lapse of concentration. Newcastle up to 6 in the Premier League if they win this.
G. Walsh, never been so excited for a season to be over.
We hear you. Definitely, mate.
Yeah, I don't think I can't see him changing it though. I can't see Potter changing this for Everton away. I can't see him suddenly starting Ferguson in that away game. As West Ham win a foul. Huzzah. We have done something. On the right wing.
It looks like a lot of people have cleared off already.
Yeah.
Quite a few empty seats there now.
I mean, obviously think he should. I think he, no matter what Ferguson doesn't do this game, is fit, whatever, you have to just go back to another formation. Because again, on paper, it just looks stupid because you've got Bowen and Kudus as a top two, but they're not.
They're wingers. Have them as wingers and have proper strikers in striker positions.
In this formation, you give them so many jobs to do because you give them both the job of a striker, you give them both the job of a midfielder to come and collect the ball, and you give them both the job of a winger to try and get up and stretch and pace and anything like that. So they have 3 different positions to try and fulfill, and then they just get knackered because it's just not going to work. We know what Bowen's good at, which is getting up the right wing, and then either he can go both sides when he's in that position. That's what he does. You can't just give him so much work to do in attack.
Yep, 6 minutes of injury time. Actually, more than I thought it'd be, so that's not bad.
I would even say, even if you're not going to start Ferguson, I'd say start Dennings, no matter how nonsense average he is. You've got to have someone in that striker position.
Have an outlet, yeah.
And then you do that, and then you combine that with a midfield trio, then you're basically permanently playing 5-5 as your formation.
Keta hoofs it in. Oh, it's not falling to us. Newcastle on the counter now.
Ferguson does get on the ball. Absolutely nonsense shot against the Newcastle defender. Yeah, 6 minutes injury time, 5 minutes of the game left. Obviously, again, Newcastle are going to be running it down whenever they get the chance.
Bowen's not been great tonight. There's a couple of chances where he could have played it and he's gone for ridiculously long shots. Just didn't need to. Unlucky Kudus. I think Kudus has worked hard. Just hasn't had the rubber to green.
It's the same thing at all. What has happened to Kudus? It's just work rate. When you give a player too many jobs to do, then they don't have the energy at the time that they need it when they attack, because it's just non-stop. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what. Yeah, Ferguson basically doesn't have a price at this point. That can be the only wise theory.
He's had a touch
of giving him 10 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah, 60 million seems a long way off at the moment, but it's the sort of price West Ham would pay.
Okay. Areola has the ball. 3 minutes to go. Will we do anything? Stadium's half empty.
Come on, we've got 4 up top now. This is where you hoof it. I was hoofing it earlier. Just get it out there now.
Yeah,
Come on,
right. He was well covered. Get it in. Had a little bit chance to get it in. Tried to do too much. And now Newcastle are just back in their corner with it. And then obviously can counter with a lot of space because our players are all up there, all knackered. Newcastle put it through badly.
Yeah, they've been really bad going forward in terms of those balls that Newcastle play. They've been way off the pace. They've been terrible today. They have been awful, and we have just been one step more awful than they've been. Like, this is a game when Newcastle play this bad, this is a game when we should have a bloody good chance. We have just been dog poo all throughout.
Yeah, this has been absolutely
frustrating. 2 minutes to go. G Wall says we are missing Somerville so much. Like, yeah, he's so exciting. Can't wait for him to come back, to be honest. Ross says this has been garbage.
I quite like Dave's comment.
Sorry,
friends who are leaving are being very quiet so they don't wake the ones who have stayed.
Very, very poor.
Last 90 seconds of this shocking shit show of a contest.
Poof. Come on. Be honest, this is one of those games we could be here all night and wouldn't score.
You got to respect. I mean, people probably staying to boo just to get the frustration off their chest. There's no other reason why you would sit there. This is just masochism at this point. This is just pain. Yeah, as Mavropanos smacks it out of play. He had a lot of options. And in all of his wisdom, from a right centre-back position on the pitch, smacked it out the field on the other side. There was nothing there.
That just absolutely sums it up.
No reasons to do that, but he'll probably still collect his £50,000 or whatever it is for that little moment in his life. And apparently this is Sky Sports would have you believe this is the best league in the world, and it's incredible and amazing.
Another hoof forward.
Oh, Paqueta wins. Okay, last free kick of the game.
There's a weak free kick as well.
It's central. It's far away. Areola's gone up. Why? I don't know. Oh, God. Let's just see how embarrassing and stupid this is.
Come on. Escobar's going to get us a goal here.
Nope, nothing's happening.
Oh, anything near Pope. He's so good at coming out. Oh, Bowen. Bowen, what was that? That was embarrassing.
And the referee puts everyone out of their misery. It was horrendous. It was ugly. It was vile. It was a disgrace. But
it was another West Ham performance.
Great.
Well,
see everyone Saturday, 3 p.m.
Stick around. Geo's coming up.